personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality.
Hello, welcome to a Monday edition of the Voice of Woca. I'm Buddy Martin with you once again, as we are every weekday from 3 to 6 and sometimes on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Along with the crew, Tom Schmidt and J.J. LaSalva. I had a great weekend this weekend. I really enjoyed myself. And, by the way, I got good news for you today, and maybe you can get over that hump of that classic choke in Chicago by the American Ryder Cup team. Was it a choke or was it a great performance? Well, we'll discuss that a little bit later on today. Get your thoughts about that. Today on the program, it's three things for Monday. I've got my three, and they're all good. You're going to love them. Had a terrific weekend, as I said. You know, guys, I hope you had a good weekend. First of all, hello to you, both of you.
What's up, buddy?
How are you, buddy?
I'm terrific. And this is a good day today. It's a good day to be on the radio. I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to be on this show as we are, to have a voice in Ocala and hear your voices. And I really mean that. I consider it an honor and a privilege to be able to do this. The week started off good, too, today. It's always good when your Monday starts good, guys, you know. Getting off to a good Monday is the key to the rest of the week. And Tom and I hung out today at Starbucks, and, you know, it's a good place to be, and run into people like Joe Sorrentino and checking on his son, Joey, and the venerable Mike Finn, who probably has as much wisdom about this community as anybody around here. And then our friend Bahram over at Ocala's Cyrus Oriental Rug Gallery. What a story he had to tell about going to Afghanistan a couple of weeks ago. Been gone for a couple of months.
5 hours.
Yeah, so we're going to get Bahram on a little later on next week, and he's a terrific guest. He's talking about that, going to Afghanistan. Incredible. So it's always good to start out like that with a good day and having a little spot of coffee there and checking in with friends and seeing the folks drop by. And just that's one thing about a coffee shop. It's a good social hangout. It used to be a lot more than it is today, but it's getting to be more and more like that. Guys, what'd you do over the weekend?
What else was there to do?
Well, I know, JJ, you watched football.
I actually did watch the Ryder Cup yesterday, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine. This is what my weekends consist of. Had a friend of mine yesterday text me and say, "We playing golf today?" And my answer was, "Bro, the Falcons are on at 1 o'clock. It's football season. We can play golf again in February."
There you go. Well, I know you had a birthday party to MC and whatever on Saturday, and we were down at
a little different birthday party. I'll tell you about that off the air. It was a little different.
We don't get
a little different.
Yeah, I don't think I want to know about it. That's okay. We get to go to Pie and have our brunch, and you were really grumpy because you didn't get breakfast on.
I did not get breakfast
Saturday,
but they were setting up for a large beer festival,
man.
and I heard it was a great time.
Apparently they had quite a deal, according to what I'm hearing from Joe Martone, who did not go, but Dan went and took some friends. Courtesy of our friends, by the way, thank you to Tom McDonald at Pie for letting our radio family join in out there. And we'll get the drill, but I got a text from Dan saying, "Wow, we're packed."
I have quite a few friends that went and said the only complaint they had was there were so many people there that your unlimited samples were kind of limited just because the lines were so long.
Get the bigger mug, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing, though. So, that's a lot of football. You know what? And I'm going to tell you this much. We'll discuss this later, but you talk about compelling. The Ryder Cup Sunday was about as compelling.
It's awesome.
You could not hardly turn it off. It was really, I'll be honest with you, I spent more time watching golf than I did football on Sunday, and that's unusual. And guess who else watched? Miss Joni. She watched that, and she was so angry at one point in time, she got up and walked out of the room.
Yeah, some of my buddies were doing that, too.
Yeah.
I disagree that it was compelling. Once Martin Keimer went up one hole with one to play, I figured America had lost. I just turned it off and didn't even see the putt or anything.
You know, so you're not really a fan. You just you're just a bandwagon jumper.
I think, and we'll talk about it in the sports hour, I think there were some suspect decisions made by the captain of the American team.
We always want to blame somebody for it. The fact remains is you can't deny a great performance, and the Europeans had it.
And Steve Stricker did not.
Yeah, well, he lived with that for the rest of his life. But I got to tell you, in terms of just watchability, forget about who you're rooting for. You talk about golf. JJ, when JJ watches golf.
Yeah, if golf was like that every weekend, buddy, I would be massive.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, you liked how Bubba ran up before he teed off. He ran up into the stands, ran around.
I like all of it,
man.
coming
He
back.
likes the enthusiasm of it, and people say, "Why can't golf be that way?" Because I heard Scott Van Pelt say this on the radio today too. So I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. It's because it's an individual game when you play it. Remember how dull David Duval was? He was number one in the world. He was like a android or something. I mean, he had no emotions and
sunglasses on. He couldn't see his eyes.
And yet look at the golf boys play. Now you got even Jason Duffner throwing a fist in there. He never
He's
does
such
that.
a boring dude.
Greatest golfer in the world. Didn't I tell you all that? I tried to explain it to you.
Yeah. Well, where were you when you didn't do so good a couple of weeks?
He looked like he's lost. He looked like he's lost a bunch of weight too.
Yeah, he looked good.
Slimmed down.
So we'll talk a lot about that in the Sports Hour. This is a big week coming up. By the way, the mayor will join us here in just a couple of minutes. He had listen, let me tell you what experience he had. I was in church on Sunday, like all good boys were, and the pastor
said, "I'm a bad boy."
Talking, no, I didn't know where you were. I have no idea where you were. That's up to you. But pastor pointed out that Mayor Gwen had gotten a call from somebody in church saying there were a number of people who didn't like him, who were angry at him, and they were the homeless. Okay. And Mayor Gwen went out and met with them. This is all. He showed pictures of it. Met with them, talked with them to try and bridge the gap on what the pastor called Pastor Mark called the people living on the margins. So I got to give it up for him. I asked him to really share some of that with us today. And there were pictures of him sitting across the table of homeless people who were pretty angry at the whole situation. Let's face it, we get angry at our country, who do you blame? The president, right? Get angry about Ocala, blame the mayor, whatever. And I can understand some people's situation. But anyway, we'll talk to Mayor Gwen about that. Coming up in the Sports Hour, we're going to talk to a guy who really knows his stuff and can tell us a little bit more at golf. Ron Syrak, who is the managing editor of Golf World Magazine, he'll have some things to say, I'm sure. And of course, this is Monday. It means we have Gator Talk Monday with Franz Beard, and it's big game week. It's time for LSU to come to the swamp. I got a quote from Les Miles. We'll give you that a little bit later on. All coming to you right here live in the world headquarters for the Voice of Ocala. You're listening to us on
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source. Everyone wants to experience championship golf at affordable rates. Ocala Golf Club on Silver Springs Boulevard offers just that. 5 sets of tees provide golfers of all abilities a challenging yet enjoyable experience. Take advantage of the Sunset Special every day after 5 p.m. Play and ride for just $15. Just want a little practice? We offer a full driving range, practice greens, and bunkers for your training needs. After your round, stop at the 19th hole for a bite to eat or a cold beverage. Ocala Golf Club has a fully stocked pro shop for all of your golfing needs, from clubs, balls, shoes, and all your golfing apparel. Ocala Golf Club also has banquet and meeting rooms available for your next family or business function. Call 352-401-6917 for rates and availability, or book online at www.ocalagolfclub.com. Ocala Golf Club, a championship and affordable experience.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, it's our business to make your business better. Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
The season of saving starts now at Ford, Lincoln of Ocala and Bellevue on the best-selling lineup for the past 35 years. Ford's F-Series team, led by Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, F-150, starting at only $16,987. On offense, 12 hard-working 2012 Ford Super Duty models with a single goal: deliver performance and fuel efficiency that's no match for the competition. Score big and save big now on the entire line of 2012 Built Ford Tough F-Series trucks at Ford, Lincoln of Ocala and Bellevue. View their entire playbook of savings at FordofOcala.com.
Hey, Larry, nice haircut.
Oh, thanks, Robin. Looks like you had something different done, too.
Yes, I did. Thanks for noticing. I went to Lupe at Merle Norman on the Boulevard for a fresh cut, some summer highlights, and a facial.
No kidding. That's who I go to. I didn't know she did all that.
She does coloring, waxing, styling, updos, microderms, and she does it all for prices that won't break the bank.
Sounds like you can take the whole family there.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Hi, this is Lupe. Let me be your personal stylist. To set up your appointment, call me today, 426-1229.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills, just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
This is JJ LaSalle from the WSCA studios with this news update brought to you by Mark's Prime Steakhouse. According to Ocala.com, bacon lovers can relax. They'll find all they want on supermarket shelves in the coming months, though their pocketbooks may take a hit. The economics of the current drought are likely to nose up prices for bacon and other pork products next year by as much as 10%, but U.S. agricultural experts are dismissing reports of a global bacon shortage. This news update was brought to you by Mark's Prime Steakhouse in downtown Ocala. Join Buddy every Thursday on Cindy's Front Porch at Mark's.
All right, saving our bacon, that's a good thing. It's Monday, October the 1st. Getting close to a little cool weather, but don't have it yet. But a lot happening in our fair city. Some good things happening. And I said earlier in the show that in church yesterday, Church of Hope, Mayor Gwen was pointed out that Mayor Gwen had a meeting with a group of people who were very unhappy. And I must say that Pastor Mark was complimentary of the mayor for stepping in to speak to some folks who were angry at him, angry at people, and so to his credit, Mayor Gwynn decided to meet with him. So he's on the phone with us now for his regular segment, and let's just ask you, Mayor Gwynn, how was that meeting?
It was good. I learned a lot and listened to them, and I think they understood where I was coming from, and I understood where they were coming from. So I think we're good. I know I'm going to enlist the help of one of the gentlemen when we're doing this homeless facility. I was talking to him, and I said, "You understand what I'm trying to do, correct?" And he said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I sure do." I said, "Well, if you're my man," I said, "I want you to come to this meeting with us on the 11th and get involved in it." So, yeah, I think we'll do fine.
So for those who don't know what you're talking about, I know you took a trip to St. Pete. You saw the facility they have at St. Pete, which is, I don't want to say it's a bunch of tents because it's much nicer than that. As I think it has concrete floors and what have you. Anyway, it's an upscale tent group city. I don't know what you call it exactly, but I guess the Mayor Baker down there has been very successful with it. And so when you told them about this facility, was there a positive response?
Oh, absolutely. They wanted to know when it was going to open up. I said, there's a lot of work to do yet, but I'd like to have you involved in it. You know, like I told them and they told me, excuse me, I'm driving back from Tampa right now, by the way.
Yes,
but,
drive carefully.
Yeah, they said, yeah, you can't help people that don't want to help themselves. So, you know, those are the people that I got to get involved in, and those that want some help.
You know, there's
a
great story down there. In fact, we should have them on the program. The Cabertle family, there, which was brought out, and I met someone today who was a future bride of Brandon Cabertle, as a matter of fact, Chelsea down at Grinders.
Right.
In this Cabertle family, who I've not met, I need to get them on the program. This is a story of a family, Tom and JJ, who gave up everything they had, including a 6-figure job, sold their home, and got a motor home, and went on the road now around the country to speak on behalf of homeless people. Have I got it right, Kent? Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
And I know that Mr. Cabertle got up yesterday when talking about this whole thing, and he said, do not give money to people asking for it on the street. And he, by the way, is as an advocate for the homeless, has given up his entire, shall we say, economic base, $100,000 a year, 6-figure job, and he's out there on their behalf. And he says, do not give them money, because he has a lot of friends who do this, who panhandle, who do not need the money to eat on, but do it for their spending money. And he said he wasn't being critical of them, really. He just was saying, you're not helping them. You're not helping them because he said there's plenty of food in this community if you're hungry. Isn't that what he said?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Nobody's going to go hungry here. You can, get a lunch at Brothers Keepers and dinner at the Salvation Army, and there's some other places that feed, but I know First Methodist Church on, I think, Tuesdays. but no, you're not going to go hungry in Ocala County.
I just thought it was really unusual. This should be the people, the critics of the homeless panhandlers have said that for a long time. I just thought it was unusual for a person who's an advocate for them, who's dedicated his life and taking his family out there, who has friends who are homeless, and as he points out, his point is, don't just give them money, get to know them, shake their hand, learn their name, learn about what they're doing. Make it meaningful. Don't just say, here's $10. That just makes you feel good. Now, I'm going to admit to doing that. I have a hard time saying no sometimes to people I feel like they need it, and I probably will continue to do that from time to time when I feel like something inside tells me this is an exceptional case, and if they rip me off, they rip me off. But listening to him, I was just really struck by the fact that we're not helping them, we're actually making them dependent. So that's something I'm going to rethink a little bit.
Well, and let me just add to that. I mean, you're absolutely right. A lot of people in the so-called church community will do things like that, and it makes them feel good, but does nothing for the people they're trying to help. At the end of the day, they're still homeless. Nothing's changed, and what I'm trying to do is to really change lives and get them out of that situation, make a difference, and so they won't be homeless. But what we're doing now, we're just chasing them around, put them in jail, and that's a lot of what they were upset about. But I also told them, if you're violating the law, we want to arrest. So they understand that. So it's they know what the deal is.
Right. I'm going to tell this quick story. We'll go off the subject. But we were talking about this. My family was here. Had a great weekend with the family. My son Brendan, my granddaughter came up in Carolina, and my daughter and Laurie. And anyway, we got together. We were talking about the situation. And Brendan was telling this story about living over here. Where my family's house, the family house I grew up in is. It's just on 14th Avenue. And there's been a crime area around there. It's right across the street from where we are. Been problems, and Brendan said he watched a lot of things happening at the car wash when he lived in the White House. He said one day he saw a guy come up there going through the garbage can. He said he felt so bad. It was holiday season. He decided to go find something to give the guy. He grabbed a $10 bottle, a $10 bill, and a bottle of wine. And he went to see the guy. Chased the guy down the street and said, "Sir, I just want to give you this." So the guy looked at him and said, "What's this?" He gave him $10 and handed him the bottle of wine. And he said he realized at that time, he said, "What an idiot I am." this guy didn't need this. What am I, idiot? He realized he wasn't helping the guy, and the guy didn't want it. He really didn't want it. That's what's funny. So there's a lot of soul searching to do and things like that. Let's talk about a couple of upbeat things for while we still got time. I'm going to give my 3 things earlier, all good things about announcements last week. But I think there's some good news coming out here in recent days. How encouraged are you by the Ocala 489 dedication and it took place? I guess it was Thursday or Friday,
Right.
and now 35 connects with 35 and up and running and things. I'm hearing buzzes about maybe a Signature brand company, not Signature, coming out there possibly to be in the business park. How upbeat is that?
Oh, really upbeat. I know that Bill Kearns worked on that, for quite some time, and the day he bought it, actually while he was buying it, he called me and told me about it, and I thought, it's just wonderful, and it's just been a work in progress since then, and we just need to work with them and get a company to locate there, and I think they will. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
But they're very happy about the progress.
Yeah. And anything else on the horizon we should know about?
You should know about. There's the things that are in the works, but not really, ready to unveil yet. But
all right. Well, I'm going to unveil a couple of them for you when when we get off the air. When you get through this segment, so turn on your radio, and I'll tell you about a couple of things that I'm hearing. We'll get a chance to visit about that a little bit. But back to the homeless thing one more time before we wrap it up. We talk a lot about economic development, which is on everybody's mind and everybody's issue. It's an issue for all of us. I had a conversation today. We're talking with Bill Davis and David DeSantis about what it was like during the tough times at Grinders. By the way, your name came up. The people who have worked there in the past, and as they're celebrating their 50th anniversary. We're talking about all that situation. And it's important that we take care of our economy. It's equally, if not more important, that we take care of our people. And that means education, and that means medical help, and that means housing and all those things. We got to take care of our people, which I have always said, and will continue to say, is our most valuable commodity in Ocala and Marion County.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't disagree with that at all. That's one of the reasons that I don't want to repeat myself, but I'm going to start this week to visit these companies we had talked about, to find out what it is the city can do to help them grow their business or just basically get out of the way. That's part of it. We need to help these folks that are living here in Ocala and that have businesses here in Ocala.
All right, Mayor Kent, we have one more thing before you go. What was the one thing you took away that when they said they were mad at you, these homeless people that basically called you out, and to your credit, you responded by meeting them face to face, which probably surprised some people that you would do that. What was the one thing that the misperception they had about you and about Ocala that you're able to speak to?
That we don't care about them, and we do. And I think once they listened to what I had to say, I think they felt better about me. But if you hate me and you've met me, then that's one thing. But don't hate me if you've never met me.
Yeah. Well, I've met you and I don't hate you, so there you go.
Okay. All right.
Good job on that. I give you kudos on that for meeting those people and for it's just a beginning. But it's a beginning,
right.
And this is where we have to start with all this. You drive safely. I don't want to get you in a wreck coming home. I may have to send the chief of police after you or something,
Well, I'm out here on 200, out by the mall right now.
All right. Well, you're home. You're home on home turf. All right. All right, Mayor Gwynn, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mayor Kenny Gwynn. Just want to say one thing, fellas. We can't take for granted in every city, every radio talk show host gets the mayor on every week.
No, I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen every week at a lot of radio shows. Something else doesn't happen every day of the week? A guy 220 pounds suing New York City because he got beat up. I'm going to tell you about that story later today.
I thought about you going to say because he had too many sugary drinks.
220 pound ex-college football player suing the city because he got beat up.
Well,
And
there
wait
you
till
go.
you hear this story.
He probably went to Georgia Southern. All right, we come back. I'm going to talk about the great weekend because I got to tell you how great it is when you can be with your family and have a special time together.
You got to see Stella this weekend, didn't you?
I did. And I talked to my best friend in Atlanta, and we talked about how important things are and your connections to your close friends and family. And in the end, as you get a little older, it becomes about the most important thing after your health. So I'll tell you what, it was a great weekend, and I was able to share it with my family, and I'll tell you about that. And you can tell us about the guy who got sued in New York for getting beat up, and I'll give you my 3 good things. Let's have a good things on a good Monday right here on the program called The Voice of Ocala. Stay tuned to
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
It's Saturday morning football season. Time to kick it off with some great food and one of your favorite beverages. But where to go? Well, try Brunch on Broadway. Check out Football Saturdays at Pie on Broadway every week at 10 a.m. for the perfect blend of football, food, and fun. At Pie on Broadway in downtown Ocala, we'll get you ready for all the big games with a live broadcast of Buddy Martin's Saturday Sports page on WOCA AM and FM. Saturdays are also good days to stroll around beautiful downtown Ocala. Head to the farm market on the square and then enjoy Brunch on Broadway just in time to watch ESPN's Game Day on one of our TVs. Of course, Pie is also a great place to dine for lunch and dinner the rest of the week, too. But Football Saturday at Pie on Broadway is special. Pie on Broadway, where you get to the college spirit with Brunch on Broadway as your pre-kickoff menu.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills, just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
Look who just walked in the room. Joel Wiesner from What's Up Ocala. Hey, Joel, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. You got any ideas?
Absolutely. Check out our event calendar online at www.whatsupocala.com, and there is plenty of events there for you. Daily news updates to event reviews and magazine articles.
Really?
We've organized it all in one place online for you to cut through all of the hassle of finding something to do this weekend. We have a daily event calendar, a bi-monthly magazine, and we also do daily news articles.
All right, Joel, that's perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Whatsupocala.com.
Hi, my name is Doug Smith. I'm 51 years old. I was born with Down syndrome. When I was a kid, I was in the Special Olympics and showed the world that my mother's right. Love can do amazing things. Show some love to my new friend, Miami Dolphins running back Don Nunningham. He's going to tell you how you can help someone just like me by supporting the Special Olympics.
Thanks, Doug. Don Nottingham here, former Miami Dolphin. I'm here to talk to you about the Special Olympics golf tournament coming up in October 13th at Silver Spring Shores Country Club. Come on out and join us. Have a great day on the golf course while doing a really great thing for the community. For additional information, please contact 352-462-0380 or visit them at the web www.soflmarioncounty.org.
Man, I love this guy.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes. And I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills. Just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
This is JJ Lasome in the WSCS studios with this news update brought to you by the Country Club of Ocala. 7 days before the 12th anniversary of the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan, the war reached a deadly and tragic milestone this weekend as the 2,000th American soldier died in combat. While U.S. and NATO forces are years away from a full withdrawal, tens of thousands of American soldiers have come home this year. This news update is brought to you by the Country Club of Ocala. If you would like to schedule a special event at one of Ocala's premier facilities, call 352-237-6644 today.
All right, thanks to Mr. Salva for giving us a heads up. We think the technical problem with FM is taken care of now, and we're back on the air. And Tom, before you go tell us about this guy who's suing New York City, I just want to tell you that you take all the good things for granted. You get up in the morning and you're still breathing and you're vertical and you just think that's what you're supposed to get. Or you have a job, you're able to come to it, you enjoy your work, what you're doing. Sometimes you get paid if you're lucky.
Well, that's what I know exactly what you mean. I had a conversation with somebody about this weekend.
Yeah, and then you think things like I'm with my family and my friends. I mean, I have people I enjoy being with, and you get an extra bonus. You get a little older, you get grandchildren, and they don't always live in the same city. Like a year and a half ago,
you went to Pennsylvania.
I had nobody here, no grandkids. And as I told my wife, I said, I was talking to Brendan's wife, Carolina. 3 years ago, it was a whole different world, Now I've got my daughter Laurie. My grandson now lives 600 steps from me.
Who is, by the way, 16 years away from being on the Americans World Cup team in soccer.
I'm glad you brought that up because guess what? Alexander stole the ball from their best player, went the length of the field, and made a goal.
Yeah, because you had said he was, what did you tell him he had been doing by standing next to the goal?
Snowbird. He thought that was a good thing, but he didn't do it this time. I told him at the end of the first period, I said, no more snowbirding.
Is that cherry picking?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Well, in soccer, I don't know if they do it at that age. Probably not, but it's offsides. So you have to be even with
They don't do it at that
Yeah.
age. I found out at that age he can stand by the goal, and by the way, there is no goalkeeper.
Yeah, right. But here's the deal. There's no goalkeeper, but here's the thing.
But there's four.
Ronaldinho.
He scored two goals, and one of them last week was he couldn't get to the ball, so he went over next to the goal and stood there. The ball came his way, and he kicked it in. I said, that's pretty good. And I laughed. I said, in basketball, it's called
that's what Shaq
snowbirding.
does. Yeah.
Okay, now, so what is he doing? The game opened up, and they all the teams downfield. He's by the goal. His mother says, what are you doing?
Defense.
He says, what are you doing? He says, I'm snowbirding. So we called him aside during the first period was over and said, that's not a good thing.
But now you got Alexander here in town. You got Stella, who was just born to your son Brendan, is an hour from you now.
Yeah.
But you still got the one daughter with the two grandkids that are a day and a half away.
Guess where I'm going to be in about 4 weeks?
Pennsylvania.
You got it. You
guys
are driving it. I'm going to be up there for Gracie's birthday. But I mean, being home this weekend was such a treat.
Again.
When you were going out to call your game Friday night, by the way, another good job by you and Todd on Friday night. When you were out there and JJ was here working, I went home. And there's my son's car, and Stella's in the house. We said, we're going down to Laurie's. We're going to put some steaks on for dinner. Brendan got to cook the grill. I mean,
like a family outing.
Next morning, pancakes at Laurie's house. We had pancakes.
We don't get invited to these things, John.
No, it's no.
I got my own family.
It's family, so it's called family.
I don't have a family. It's just me.
Well, we got to get you. I'll work on that. Then topped off by, let me finish my great weekend. Topped off by going to Country Club of Ocala on Saturday morning. When you're out there, you have a certain amount of money. You have to spend it, or if you don't spend it, it goes away.
Right.
So I'm figuring, okay, we'll go all do breakfast. So we go out to breakfast. Brendan was gone, and I'm sitting there. We had breakfast. Judge Victor Musley comes in with his family. He's got a grandson there who's had a birthday. Their whole family sits down. Wonderful breakfast, talking to Judge Musley about a lot of things, like he's a big football fan. Former Wildcat quarterback himself, ahead of before me, and about how retired judges are doing so much work today on the bench and what they're, there's a big Supreme Court ruling
Right.
coming up pretty soon. And they're sitting there and having a good breakfast and sitting with the family, headed off to church, had a good day, watch football, watch the Ryder Cup, and then today I get up and I get the news. I don't owe any taxes to the IRS.
Well, there you go. So
now, is that a good weekend or
That's
what?
A perfect weekend.
That's a perfect weekend. So anyway,
that is a good weekend.
You don't brag very often. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying
and
I
the
want to share.
cherry
It's
on the
great.
top was the IRS said, "Yeah, we can't get in your wallet."
Yeah, exactly. That was a good thing. So that was really anyway. That was a good thing. Now I got more good things, but before I go to good things, this is not about me. It's about good things for our community. Let's talk about the guy who's suing New York City.
This guy's a winner. I'm just going to say that outright. A winner.
Okay, he's got to be something of Georgia Southern connection.
This guy is winning like Charlie Sheen is winning.
Yeah, okay.
Let me tell you about this idiot. He's a former college football player. He went to Mooresville State University in upstate New York.
He went to Miami.
In upstate New York. Already. He's 27. He's 220-pound PE teacher at Public School 330 in New York City. He is now suing the city of New York for an unsafe work environment and punitive damages for missed work and psychiatric visits and everything after he was beat up while at work by a 53-pound first grader.
Uh-oh.
He says the first grader dislocated his knee, broke his ankle, and almost fractured his orbital bone. How do you almost fracture someone's orbital bone? He said the kid was going to the cafeteria. He was horse playing. I went to stopping, and the kid just lost it and beat me down. He's 5'11", 220-pound ex-pro football player, and he's suing the city of New York for getting beat up. He says, the emotional stress I've endured, I've been to a psychiatrist once a week for the last 6 months trying to get past. It's almost like I have PTSD.
Mooresville State must have stunk that year.
Yeah.
This man says the kid dislocated his knee, broke his ankle, almost fractured his orbital bone, and has caused him post-traumatic stress disorder.
All right, I got a text here. This is from the coach at University of Florida, defensive line coach. Says, get me the name of the kid.
Exactly. Did he just sign it?
That's amazing.
I don't understand. The mother of the child, Joseph Marcia da Silva, said her son couldn't have possibly done that. He's 4'2" and 54 pounds, for Jesus' sakes. How could my son do that to a PE teacher that is a monster compared to this child?
I think the big guy's looking for a payday from the city.
You think?
What chances he got of winning that one? None.
JJ. Post-traumatic stress disorder because he got beat up by a first grader.
That's how JJ felt first couple of games when Miami got beat up. But he's happy now.
First of all, they only have one loss, buddy.
Okay, well, they sure had a good comeback this past weekend.
Comeback, they were up, and they gave up the lead again.
Yeah, but
they never had to come back. They had the lead and were tied the whole game.
Yeah, but I mean, they rallied and they won a close game
at the very end.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
ACC record 566 passing yards.
Yeah, a lot of yards. Hey, that's nothing. Look at West Virginia's stats.
Oh my God!
We'll talk about that during the break, but that's ridiculous. All right, let's talk about good things. Did I mention, by the way, that we had our conversation with Bahram this morning?
That was such a great story.
This guy is such a talk about most interesting people, JJ. Now Mark Henry's an interesting guy. Bahram, who owns the Cyrus Rug Gallery. Cyrus Rug Valley. It's actually called the Cyrus Oriental Rug Gallery
downtown.
in Ocala. Yeah, right. We've had him on before.
Is it Oriental or should it be Asian?
It's Oriental. That's what it's called.
That's bringing up old things.
That's a callback there to Lori.
That's the name of the store. That's what it's called.
Well, they went off about
Lori
2 days when you were gone.
I know all about
Oriental.
it. I know, but it's a different thing.
Stupid.
People are Asians, okay? Artifacts are Oriental, I guess. But
Turkish people are not Asian,
yeah,
but they're in the Orient.
Okay, anyway, getting back to the point about Bahram, who just
Oriental,
got back. He was 5 hours back from his trip to India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. And he told an unbelievable story about sitting around drinking tea. It's like their version of Starbucks, just across the line in Afghanistan. They said there was sitting there smoking that stuff. What do you call it? That they traditional.
Yeah.
It's whatever it's called. They smoke over there. It's it's not weed. It's their little
He was
first.
he was
and he's
at
having
a tea
tea.
shop smoking out of a hookah.
Yeah. So all right. So he's sitting there talking, and he's they say, "We're going to close this place down. We got to close it right now." And he said, "What?" He says, "We're going to close this down right now." He's in Afghanistan. What do you think's going to happen? All right. He says, "I got to go. I got to go. I got to get out of here." And I think he's from Iran, as a matter of fact, originally. Anyway, he lived in Ocala for a long time. And he says, and his friend told him, "Settle down. It's okay. Have your tea. Keep your smokes." He says, "I got to get out of here. I got to get back to the States." He says, "Just relax. Everything will be fine." He says, so he says, pretty soon the guy says to him, "Do you really need to get back?" He says, "I need to get back." He says, "Okay, come with me." They gathered up their stuff. He took all his bags. They began walking. They walked and walked and walked. They got to the line, the country next to Pakistan, the border, and they walked up, and the guys just waved them on through. Said, "Come on through." They walked right through, no problem. And Bahram said, "That's amazing." He said, "I learned, however, it just depends on what guy is on the gate. Because if the right guy's on the gate, we got no problem. If the wrong guy's on the gate, we got a problem." Therein lies the trouble with the culture and the war we have over there. We don't understand. Tom, you brought up a great point, too.
It was on
about
60
the 60
Minutes
interview last night.
The general, the 4-star general who was in charge of the American troops over in Afghanistan, said the biggest problem is that the Pakistanis are some groups in Pakistan, not all of the Pakistanis, but some groups there are helping harbor Al-Qaeda and everything, and that even with the border closed, Al-Qaeda is able to come right back into Afghanistan, do their business, and then get back into Pakistan. Somebody said, "How can you do that with the border closed?" And the general said, "Because depending on who's standing at the border gate, that may be his brother or his uncle that is coming back in to do terrible stuff, and he's not going to tell him, 'No, the border's closed, you can't come back in.'" So that they fight that uphill battle. Even though they close the borders are never really closed. I hearken it to, our border patrol does as good a job as it can do on the Mexican-American border for illegal aliens to not come over the fence. But it happens in droves every day because you just can't watch it all, and you never know who's on the gate.
There you go. Speaking of illegal aliens, we'll talk about a program called Neighborhood. I watched it last week. Weird.
Neighbors.
Neighbors or Neighborhood?
Neighbors.
Yeah. Have you watched it?
No, I've seen the commercials.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. It's way weird. But it's obviously sort of a takeoff on Modern Family. Sort of that kind of thing.
I've never watched Modern Family.
I haven't either. But anyway, I watched once. All right, we'll take a break, come back. I'll give you my 3 things. That's still good stuff here to talk about. I want to get the good news out there. So we will take a break, return to the program after this time out on
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Woca.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family will ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Sandra Parshall. She's a journalist and an Agatha Award-winning author. Her new book is called Bleeding Through, the 5th book in her Agatha Award-winning Appalachian Murder Mystery novel series.
Ocala Open Forum, where you can voice your opinion on the chosen topic.
And then Carol Ann Baldwin will be in the studio answering your questions about your garden on You've Got a Garden.
Have all of your real estate and mortgage questions answered by Carolyn Biddle and Joe Fowler on Realty Reality.
And then it's Damage Control with Joe Reichel. He's the co-owner of Damage Control Services, and he answers your questions about what to do in case of a storm, an earthquake, a flood, a sinkhole, or anything else that might devastatingly damage your home.
Sherry Kay is a sassy Ohio woman and a breast cancer survivor. She's written a book called Hineni, Here I Am, One Woman's Journey Through Breast Cancer.
All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.7 FM.
1370 AM.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6 right here on WOCA The Source.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
The latest hiring trend is something known as speed interviews or 1-minute interviews. Many companies are giving candidates just 60 seconds to convince them that they're right for the job. When we eat fat and carbs, our bodies start pumping out the mood-boosting hormone serotonin, and we feel good for a short time. Unhappy couples repeat themselves out of a desperate need to be heard, but saying the same thing for the millionth time is not productive.
On the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Lang of Lang Eye Care & Associates. I've used radio for years to reach my patients. Radio gives me the opportunity to speak with them directly. Without question, radio has helped me build one of the largest eye care facilities in Florida. Yes, I believe in radio. Radio gives results.
WOCA. I think I thought I saw you try.
Welcome back to the program. I promised you I'd get to this before the break, and I'm going to try to do that right now. Good things. We can elaborate on this during the next hour on the Voice of Ocala. But the three good things for us, number one, the announcement of Ocala 49 last week, and the fact that it's, as we said with Mayor Gwynn, it's something's happening out there, the big parcel of land to the northwest of us, or at least where we are right now. And it's going to be an industrial park, as you know. We talked about it a lot on this show over the recent year. The fact that it's going to maybe hook up one day with both the Port of Citrus and the Port of Tampa, and possibly involve railway. It's a whole new transportation mechanism for us, and that's moving forward. And a lot of money has been spent on roads, and it looks like things are happening. We'll talk more about that, about the groundbreaking, which took place last week, and next hour. Also, you know, you don't hear too many good stories in the housing market. Well, apparently Deltona now is going to step forward. They're a big builder. They made a commitment in the housing market, according to Bill Thompson's story in the Star Banner. They're celebrating their golden anniversary by doing something unusual. They're going to build homes. And they're the ones that developed Marion Oaks, which has been in trouble, as you know, lately. They're going to build model homes in Heathbrook. And it'll be something that we just haven't had in a long time. Seeing actually a community of homes be going up, something that we need in this community. We're hoping we need people to buy them, of course, is what we need. So that's going to be interesting. And the last piece of information is I'll give you what I've got right now, and that is that some of you who follow this show have heard me talk a lot about Silver Springs, about how dissatisfied many of us are of the present status of things, about how it needs to be returned to its past glory, to be utilized as an economic engine, to be revitalized aside from the water issues and the pollution or whatever you want to call it out there, the problem we have with nitrates, etc. That's one problem. There's just the whole problem, the fact that it used to belong to the people of Marion County in the state of Florida. Now it's been operated by a private, has been for years, been operated by a private concern, and they pretty much have turned it into a venue of tourist attraction but which you have to even pay to get in the grounds just to be there. And my view has always been it belongs to the people, and they should be able to come there. If they want to charge them for what's there, charge them to go on the boats, charge them to go eat or sell clothes or sell gadgets, whatever they want to do is fine. But there ought to be a access like a state park, and you ought to be able to go park there and pay a couple of bucks and stroll in the park. And if you want to eat a sandwich or something there with your family, that's the way it used to be. That's the way it needs to be again. And I'm happy to report that there are several groups who are aware of this issue, not the ones involving our environmental. That's certainly a part of it. Has to be something that has to be done there to clean it up. But I can tell you this much. Tallahassee is very much aware of what's happening at Silver Springs. That includes the DEP, which is the key to everything. And I am hearing that the state is motivated to the point that it may be willing to enter into an agreement to take it over, and that Palace Entertainment, which currently operates out there, could in fact be relinquishing their lease sometime in the near future. That is exciting. To that I say hooray. And as Ronald Reagan said about Mr. Gorbachev, I'll say to our governor, Mr. Governor, tear down that wall. Let's get that thing down, and let's return it to the people of Ocala and Marion County and make it what it once was. So that's the good news. All that is good news. We'll talk more about some of those things in the next hour. And get this. Could this be true? Bountygate and Pop Warner football? Are you kidding me? That sounds like you on Saturdays. Bountygate.
I read the story. It was ridiculous.
Unbelievable. What is happening to our world here, guys? What's getting down? That's what happens, is it trickles down all the way down to the bottom. So, all right, we will, coming up next hour, Tom's got his three things. We'll talk about Bountygate. I've got two sets of tweets and quotes. One spoofs on quotes and jokes, and others regular tweets and quotes. And like I said, Tom will have his three things and weird news coming your way next, right here on the program called Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. Find us using your computer or your smartphone by logging on to WOCA.com. The Source.
She grew up in an Indiana town, had a good-looking mama who never was around, but she grew up tall and she grew up right with them Indiana boys on an Indiana night.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
The heart of downtown Ocala is on the square in more ways than one. Right there on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in all of Florida, if not the whole country. Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities to be experienced in a charming small town setting, all the while being treated to exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's premier restaurant serves prime beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From complimentary valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers a complete package for a dining experience you won't soon forget. Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood in beautiful downtown Ocala. Mark's, proud sponsor of Thursdays with Buddy Martin on the best front porch in Ocala.
Here in Florida, when you're looking to go to the beach, you've got hundreds of options. Theme parks, no shortage of options there either. But when it comes to home insurance, most companies have only one option. Allstate is different. Here in Florida, Allstate agents offer home insurance options from several companies, so they can help you get the coverage that's right for you. And they'll help you save on quality car insurance, too. For starters, safe drivers save 45% with Allstate. So before you settle for just one option, talk to someone with many home and car insurance options. Your local Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
For more information, call the McDonald Agency at 352-622-2333 or visit us online at themcdonaldagency.com.
Allstate has no financial responsibility to you for any home insurance policy you purchase and would not be responsible for any claims. Allstate does not make any representations or accept liability related to operations of home insurance companies, including but not limited to their financial conditions, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Stay ahead of the storm. Stay with your weather station. WOCA, News Talk 1370.
WOCA. Hi, my name is Doug Smith. I'm 51 years old. I was born with Down syndrome. When I was a kid, I was in the Special Olympics and showed the world that my mother's right. Love can do amazing things. Show some love to my new friend, Miami Dolphins running back Don Cunningham. He's going to tell you how you can help someone just like me by supporting the Special Olympics.
Thanks, Doug. Don Nottingham here, former Miami Dolphin. I'm here to talk to you about the Special Olympics golf tournament coming up in October 13th at Silver Spring Shores Country Club. Come on out and join us. Have a great day on the golf course while doing a really great thing for the community. For additional information, please contact 352-462-0380 or visit them at the web, www.soflmarioncounty.org.
Man, I love this guy.
It's Saturday morning football season. Time to kick it off with some great food and one of your favorite beverages. But where to go? Well, try Brunch on Broadway. Check out Football Saturdays at Pie on Broadway every week at 10 a.m. for the perfect blend of football, food, and fun. At Pie on Broadway in downtown Ocala, we'll get you ready for all the big games, the live broadcast of Buddy Martin's Saturday Sports page on WOCA AM and FM. Saturdays are also good days to stroll around beautiful downtown Ocala. Head to the farm market on the square and then enjoy Brunch on Broadway just in time to watch ESPN's Game Day on one of our TVs. Of course, Pie is also a great place to dine for lunch and dinner the rest of the week, too. But Football Saturday at Pie on Broadway is special. Pie on Broadway, where you get to the college spirit with Brunch on Broadway as your pre-kickoff menu.
In Clark, we trust.
Hi, this is Clark Howard. I'm so excited to be on in Ocala, where I visit twice a year because I have relatives in Ocala, and it's great that my show is on every evening at 6 p.m. right here on WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is Bob Howick with Crime Stoppers of Marion County, and you're listening to WOCA Ocala, 1370 AM and 96.7 FM, The Source.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
News now. I'm Joan Bennett. October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A woman in Milwaukee has started a new career teaching yoga in hospitals to recovering breast cancer patients. Some say it changed their lives. A new study finds that about a third of all teens don't get enough sleep because of poor sleeping habits, and that can contribute to heart disease later in life. Yahoo CEO Marissa Mayer gave birth to a boy last night. Yahoo's decision earlier this year to anoint a soon-to-be mom as its CEO was hailed as a breakthrough for women. Supreme Court beginning a new term today, taking on some controversial issues in the months ahead, such as gay marriage and affirmative action. Boy Scouts of America says it will comply with a court's ruling that it recheck its files for sex offenders and report anyone who may have fallen through the cracks. Scouts officials said they did all they could to prevent sex abuse within their ranks over the years. This is ABC News.
I'm holding down 2 jobs, plus my cholesterol, watching what I eat, plus every nickel I spend, practicing willpower, plus soccer with the kids. Rite Aid understands, and my Wellness Plus card gives me everyday savings, plus $150 in plus-up savings every single week. Discounts that are preloaded and redeemed right on my card. That's convenience plus savings plus value.
It's the Wellness Plus card from Rite Aid. No other pharmacy gives your wellness more plus. Certain limitations apply. See your local Rite Aid store for details.
Forward, so does the rest of the economy. CSX trains are the most cost-efficient way to move goods to market. CSX, how tomorrow moves.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry.
we didn't leave you.
He's gone. He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei. It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala.
Hoo-ah! You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
All right, hour two of the program here on the Voice of Ocala. I know it's inevitable, and it probably isn't that important to most people, but it just wrenches my heart to every time I read a story like this, because it's so much of that ink is in my veins for all these years. Can't help myself. I understand newspapers are outmoded now. People don't need them to line their bird cages or wrap their fish anymore. And the American journalism, state of American journalism, is sad, pathetic, and our newspapers are dying one at a time. And today is the last issue of the New Orleans Times-Picayune, which is, as Tom said, it's hard to believe a newspaper would be that town would not have a newspaper.
It's one of the 30 major cities in this country. How can you be a major metropolitan city in the United States and not have a newspaper?
Apparently, obviously they're going to have a website and all that sort of stuff, and I guess it's okay. I have a gut feeling. I heard this today, mentioned by several people, that they're so over Facebook and Twitter. The fact is, social media. We talked about it on this show. Even JJ, he's 22 years old. He's a little tired of the intrusion on your life, and I wonder when the newspaper is thrown to your front door. You can pick it up or leave it, or whatever you want, throw it in the garbage, whatever it may be. You have to interact with Twitter and Facebook and everything if you want to be a part of it. I signed on to LinkedIn last week, finally gave in because a friend of mine wanted me to. Worst thing I ever did.
And now I'm getting all these emails from you.
Well, I'm getting them too.
Telling me to join now.
Yeah, and I didn't ask anybody to join. I just pushed the button saying, okay, I'm in. I've been on it, but they said, well, you need to update your account. I'll tell you who it was, Tony Barnhart. He sent me an email. Well, Tony's a regular guest on his show. He'll be on his show, by the way, this week on Wednesday. He's one of the elite, one of the top voices of college football in America. So out of respect for Tony, I went ahead and did it. I'm not blaming Tony. It's my fault. I had 200 emails the next day. I'm thinking, what have I got? Can I undo this? And to all my friends, I apologize. I had no idea this was going to happen.
200.
It's ridiculous. So, but anyway, newspapers, Tom. You're right. There's something about a soul of a newspaper. That when things matter, when you need someone to represent your city, when you need someone to look out for the bad guys, someone to take care of to take guard on the conscience of the community, a newspaper is there usually. And this is the thing about people. They get mad about the politics of the newspaper. I don't care whether it's right or left. They forget about the essence of it, what it stands for.
And something that never gets talked about with newspapers, it's something I do, and I know a lot of people do this. When I would travel the country playing cards and everything, you go to a different city and everything, one of the best ways to get a feel for that city is to pick up the local newspaper and give it a once-over, because you can get a feel for things about town to do and everything, plus you get a different perspective on, because we have our writers here with the Star Banner, and they have a certain style of writing, and it's a style that, because we read it every day, you get used to seeing. And so I like to go to other cities and read their paper sometimes when I'm there, just because it gives you a different perspective, writing style-wise and everything, on issues of the day. And now I'm not going to be afforded that luxury if I go to New Orleans.
Well, think about, as much as you complain, about the Star Banner, what if you didn't have the Star Banner?
It would be ludicrous.
And you didn't have Brad Rogers' editorials or Bill Thompson's reporting, or on and I could name a bunch of other people who did a great job.
Who gets beat up? Susan, what's Susan's last name?
Sue Carr.
Sue Carr. She gets beat up all the time.
Yeah.
But I still read everything she writes.
Yeah. And there's so many others down there. I'm not Fred Hires. I could go on forever of a lot of people who are and Doug Engel, a photographer, and my neighbor I should mention. So if we didn't have that, we'd be much poorer. So, I can only say, I guess it doesn't matter to people. I mean, no one JJ's age reads a paper. Most people under 30 don't even know what they are, and probably most people under 40 don't read it. So that probably leaves only people 45 to 50 and over who read papers.
A lot of people my age that I know do go to Ocala.com on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But actually physically picking up the paper, no, not so much.
But you see, that's the whole myth, is that that's where it comes from. The newspaper supplies that. One thing they're doing, by the way, out there at Baton Rouge, Morning Advocate out there, which is 70 miles away, they're starting a new daily edition themselves, 70 miles away, to supply readership of the papers in New Orleans. I worked in New York, as you know, a couple of times. When my dad was a young man, there were almost 20 newspapers in New York City. When I worked there were 3. And gradually the circulation has been eroded for most of those. But they're commuters. They read the paper in New York.
Well, JJ, he's from here, so he would know. But in JJ's lifetime, if he ever has noticed, it's only been the Jacksonville, the Florida Times-Union, or the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. You and I both remember, buddy, and you remember better than I. When I first moved to Atlanta, when I was 15 years old, you got the Atlanta Constitution in the morning and the Atlanta Journal in the afternoon. When I was a kid selling newspapers, 13, 14 years old, going knocking door to door, trying to get subscription to newspaper, we sold the Florida Times-Union, which you could get every morning, and the Jacksonville Journal, which got delivered to your doorstep every afternoon. They made two printings of the newspaper every day in Jacksonville when it was a town of 400,000. Now it's a town of 1.2 million, and it's got just one paper.
Yeah, and it's just like every other town. You said Journal, and you also got there used to be the St. Petersburg Times, St. Petersburg Independent. The Independent's gone, and on and on and on. There used to be Orlando Sentinel Star. Even in this town, my dad was a young man. It was the Ocala Morning Banner and the Ocala Evening Star back in the day. So those are the only source of news. Now, look, technology has changed all that. I'm not saying that maybe some of these papers fold, as Bino Cook would say, folded on merit. Maybe they just weren't good enough, didn't serve the public. But whatever happened, it's still a sad thing to know that apart from the information, that the other parts of that is something we're going to lose. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. I've got tweets and quotes. The Trivinator, I hear, may be in the house. I was thinking today, JJ, we got one of the world's greatest trivia guys sitting right here. The Trivinator. I'm not talking about. He's like the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, wait a minute. We shouldn't say that. Of trivia, big guy. We'll talk about him too, by the way. Talk about an idiot. He just showed what an idiot he was last night on 60 Minutes.
When we get back to, buddy, you want to fly American Airlines anytime soon?
No, you got luck.
Because if you want to fly American Airlines, I'll tell you why. It's probably pick your seats carefully. I'll just tell you about that when we come back.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, and we'll find out that right here on the Voice of Ocala on
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Requires lender approval. Admin tax tag not included.
Daddy, with Halloween coming, everyone's going to be focused on the holiday, and I'm afraid Prestige will look like a ghost town.
No worries, Savannah. I can get live bodies in the door right now. I'm Chris Spears with Prestige Auto Sales, and that's why I'm helping our customers drive for $5. That's right. They can drive a nicer, newer car today with just $5 down. Plus, we'll take in any trade-in, dead or alive.
And we'll help you go home in a nicer, newer ride with just $5 down.
Yes, with my For the People credit approval process, we work hard to get your loan approved.
Even if your credit is a bit terrifying? Even if you've been turned down before?
Yes. Say rest in peace to that old car you're driving. Get down to my Drive for 5 sales event right away so you can stop driving the car you hate and upgrade to a nicer, newer car today.
Hurry! Drive for 5 ends midnight on Halloween.
This is Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit Prestige in Ocala or Bellevue.
Or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, it's our business to make your business better. Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today. Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant,
IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source, 1370 a.m. and the new 96.7 FM.
Kenny's Place Nursery has been helping special adults in our community by giving them an opportunity to engage in meaningful employment while providing us all with an amazing assortment of beautiful flowers and plants for our yards and gardens. On Saturday, October 13th, Ocala and Marion County can say thank you to the folks at Kenny's Place and have a great barbecue lunch at the same time. For just $7, you'll take out a half chicken dinner complete with beans, coleslaw, and a roll. That's Saturday, October 13th from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Kenny's Place Nursery. Amazing plants, delicious food, and some beautiful people. So don't miss the barbecue at Kenny's Place Nursery on October 13th. To get to Kenny's Place, just head south out of Ocala and then turn left at the Sheriff's Substation or give them a call at 867-1213 for better directions. That's 867-1213 for Kenny's Place Nursery.
Do you have any information about any crime or any wanted person in Marion County? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can pass along this information anonymously by calling Crime Stoppers at 368-STOP. This is an unrecorded, totally anonymous phone line with no caller ID. Or you can go to OcalaCrimeStoppers.com. You may receive a reward of up to $1,000. Step up and do the right thing for your community. Remember, we don't want your name, just the information at Crime Stoppers.
This is JJ LaSalle in the WOCA studios with this news update brought to you by the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. According to Ocala.com, bacon lovers can relax. They'll find all they want on supermarket shelves in the coming months, though their pocketbooks may take a hit. The economics of the current drought are likely to nose up prices for bacon and other pork products next year by as much as 10%, but U.S. agricultural experts are dismissing reports of a global bacon shortage. This news update was brought to you by the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. Listen to Angie. She joins Buddy every Thursday with her Biz Buzz or Good Neighbor Award.
It's by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true. Saying,
Okay, I don't know if you saw it last night, but I don't know how you feel about Arnold Schwarzenegger. But when I got through listening to that interview, and the answers he gave were like, well, Maria, did you, once you find out about, having a child out of wedlock with a housekeeper, well, we were having a conversation about our marriage.
We were in a marriage counselor.
And she said, I believe he looks like you. Is he your kid? He says, yes, he's my kid. That's like a cashier. Oh, yeah. So he looks
all
like
matter of
She
fact.
said, I believe Joseph is your child.
And
he said, you're 100% correct.
You're right, yeah. And she said, I'm thinking, my wife would have had a baseball bat on my head by the time.
Let me tell you.
And then he said, it was asked, well, so, did you lie to your wife? Well, yeah, I made some mistakes. And the whole thing was, he did this, and he really wasn't very contrite. So I'm trying to say, it's like he did all these things, he acknowledged all these things as if he had to do it, and he never looked like he was sorry for any of it. So
no, they asked
what
him,
an idiot!
They asked him, said Leslie Stahl said so. Why'd you do these things? He says, that's how I've always done things.
Maria Shriver, right?
Yeah.
Right. Are they still together?
No, she filed for divorce. Let me tell you how dumb this guy is. And everybody says, how could he be dumb? He's made millions and, blah, blah, blah. He thought he could hide the fact that he was having open heart surgery from his wife.
And that he's running for governor. And he didn't tell her he was running for governor.
He didn't tell her he was running for governor until 3 days before he announced.
Yeah, he said, I was going to go down to Mexico and have my operation and go down to Mexico and celebrate real high. I'm having a vacation down there. And the doctor said, Arnold, why don't you see the scar on your chest?
The scar's like a foot long.
Yeah, this is the guy who was governor of California, okay?
They asked him, said, so you get back into movies for the money, right? He said, no, I got plenty of money, even with the divorce and all. I've done things the right way. I'm good like that.
I've seen his recent movie.
The Expendables 2?
Horrendous.
Yeah, with all the washed-up superstars.
Did you see The Expendables?
No, but
horrendous.
I didn't miss the story by not seeing the first one.
But for a guy the guy with no conscience, and he has amnesia when he makes a mistake, because he admitted that. He said, well, how I dealt with things in the past, I make mistakes, I just have to forget it, put them out of my mind, and don't dwell on it and go forward. That's fine, except for the people you screwed over.
They remember.
Yeah, they remember it forever.
She asked him, she said, what has this done to your children? They have a half-brother. He said, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that because
they cried.
It's already been talked about. It's already been talked about and everything. And, they cried. But
He's a boss, man.
We're just going to go.
Please.
He is a crazy dude.
Unbelievable.
I wish I could show no emotion.
Got 5 movies.
No, you don't.
He's
I like that.
Got 5 movies set to release in the next year and a half.
I won't be in any of them, by the way.
If that's not for money, I don't know what is.
5 movies.
Yeah. All right, so you got some. You got another list on me here, or what?
I do have a list. I like these lists because I like to see how many you can get right. JJ, what do you set at the over/under? Because remember now, what was it that we set the over/under? Where he got 3 of them, and then he said he actually looked and got.
Yeah, cheated.
What was that?
Cheated.
What was that? That was oldest brand.
The companies.
But I've forgotten about that. I put those things behind me.
Yeah.
Amnesia.
He cried a little, but anyway.
Well, how many?
There's 10 here.
All right.
The 10.
What is it?
The 10, as by Forbes magazine, by the way.
Yeah.
But they had some help from Car and Driver magazine.
Can I get some help from callers?
These lists always stink too.
No, this
we hate every list.
No, this one's pretty good.
However, Forbes had the all-time worst list I've ever seen.
Christmas movies.
The worst.
Die Hard is a great movie, but
it's not a Christmas movie.
All right, so here's the deal. Can I get help from a caller?
You could if callers want to call in.
All right, help
call
me out,
the
folks.
WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline at 622.
All right, help me out, folks.
9622. Here's the list.
All right, help me out. What's the list? What's it up?
10 worst automobiles of the last 60 years.
10 worst automobiles of the last 60 years. 10. Well, wait a minute. What do you mean, worse? Gas guzzlers or worst looking or?
No, they judge. They judge overall sales, performance, looks, everything.
Okay, that's a little subjective, but my callers will help me out here.
The 10 worst.
622-9622, folks. Just hang in there.
The WOC Climate Control Source Hotline. Let's see how many you can pick off.
Right.
I know you'll get one right away.
How many I need to
say Buddy's going to
What's the over-under?
I'm going to say 3.5.
I don't think I'll do that well.
How many do you think, Buddy?
Maybe 2.
So Buddy's picking under. I'm going to pick.
I'm
going to pick.
2.5 is a number. 2.5 is a number.
I think 3 is the number.
I don't think
I
can get 3.
Pick the under. I'm going to think Buddy's going to get 4.
No. So you're setting the line at 3.5.
Yes.
3.5? That's a lot. Now, if I get help from the callers.
Good at these, dude.
All right, I don't know. I'm going to ask the callers. Listen up now. You may have to have some hints. Help me out. Start lighting up those lines. 622-9622. The all-time worst automobile list. I need your help, folks. I need your help. All right, I'm going to go for one that's got to be on there. The Edsel.
That's on there.
All right, that's got to be.
That's on there.
All right, that's good. All right, so the Edsel's on there. I got 1. How many do I have to get, JJ?
You got to get
more than
3 more.
Now I can. If I don't get. I don't count misses. Do you count misses?
No. Just see how many. The Edsel's on there. So you
Edsel's
got 1.
on there. Okay.
Are any of these within the last 20 years?
Oh yeah.
Oh wait. How about the one? The wrecks? The Ford Fiesta.
Ford Festiva.
Whatever.
Not on there.
That's that. I don't mean the new one. The one they had when they had all the. One of them they used to run into the gas tanks and blow up.
That was a Pinto.
Pinto. That's what I'm thinking of. Pinto.
Not on there.
Okay, I would have put them on there.
So,
Pinto's not on. That one should have been on there.
Not on there.
Okay, worst. Okay, worst. Some of the last 20 years. Okay. Well, they're all Americans. A few foreign.
There's one.
All time worst.
There's one One foreign car on.
All right, let's see if we can get some help from my friends. Who is this? Mike.
McCoy.
Come on, man, Mike.
Mike
Help me.
McCoy. Mike, no, he owns McCoy Auto. He should know this.
I thought he was the offensive coordinator for the Broncos. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. Now I work. I have a car. Well, one of the worst ever was the mid '90s Ford Taurus.
That's not on the list.
Not on the list.
Not on the list.
Unbelievable, absolute crap of a car.
I had one.
Any Ford Windstar.
Not on the list.
Oof.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
What
That's
kind of
just
list?
right on the top of
Tom said they take sales into account
They
as
take
well.
sales and everything. The only Fords, there's 2 Fords on there, and Buddy's already got one of them.
Which one did Buddy get?
The Edsel.
The Ford Edsel? Wow. How about the Corvair? I thought that was a,
The Corvair, not on the list, even though Ralph Nader would love for it to be on the list.
Give me a couple more, Mike. We got to get something here. I'm gagging right now. What about the what's that one that kept turning over, the SUV? The SUV that kept turning over all the time.
The Isuzu Trooper?
That might be it, yeah.
Not on the list.
We're not doing too good, Mike. Only got one so far. All right, Mike, if you think of it, call me back, all right? Appreciate it. Let's go to the next phone.
Who we
Got
got,
another
Jay?
caller? Hugh. From Milwaukee. I know he's got...
Well, I got to give you a Wisconsin product. It was the Nash Rambler Metropolitan. That little car.
Yeah, I was going to put that on there. That's too obvious. They'll never get it.
The Rambler Metropolitan, not on the list.
Yeah,
I own that car, and let me tell you, it was so dangerous that if you'd hit a bicycle, you could die.
Yeah. Well, did you say Corvair? Did we say Corvair?
Corvair, not on the list.
Yeah, that Nash Rambler was a cool car, though.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was a lady catcher.
You know why, JJ?
Sold a lot.
Do you know why, JJ? No. The front seats went down.
It had a rumble seat. The front seat laid down into like a couch.
That was a great car. That was a great car in the drive-in theaters.
That's exactly what it's for. Hugh, you're telling on yourself.
Yeah.
Hugh is telling on himself now. You're right.
Can I say something real quick about that Packer game last night? I don't know if you watched it. I don't know. The referees, the rule guys are just as bad as the fake guys.
It didn't take long.
It didn't take long.
It didn't take very long. I knew it was going to happen.
Did you see some of those calls? Honest to God, those guys are blind.
Oh,
I'm
my
telling
gosh.
you.
Bring back the replacements, are you?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Okay, you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, you.
And he's saying that when they won the game.
See, it didn't take 24 hours until somebody said that.
Oh no, they were booing in Wisconsin 10 minutes into the game.
Did I predict that?
You did.
I told you it was going to happen. They're going to say, bring him back.
All right, buddy, you're
I
not
need
doing
some
well.
help here. I'm not doing well. I've got, what's the time of the 15 minutes?
About
whatever.
3 minutes.
No, I got to have more than that.
3 minutes.
All right, look, this is a hard list. I don't trust
It's
Forbes.
not a hard list.
I'm beginning to think Forbes is a little loony.
This is not. Well, Car and Driver helped him with this, and if when you hear
So neither the Kaiser Fraser not on there at all.
No,
so
you're missing obvious cars.
Well, no, I'm not.
Because you got to take in sales and looks and looks.
Let me think for one other second before I take that. My friends are helping me out, though. I appreciate that. Mike and Hugh.
They're on the WOCA Climate Control Source hotline.
All right, let's get some help.
Who we got, JJ?
I believe this is Mike again.
Mike, is you? Mike
again.
All right, Mike, what you got?
How about a Renault Alliance?
The Renault Alliance, not on the top 10, was 12 on the list.
Huh.
Oh, my
sister had one of those.
Did not make the top 10, but it was in the top 20.
All right,
oh,
Mike.
my God. Oh, okay.
Call us back if you think about it. Thank you. Let's go to the next one. Who we got, JJ? Who's next? That's it. Okay. All right, so, man, we got 1 for 10?
1 for 10.
Well, I'm going all the way back to the Model T and stuff. That's not
say
going
the PT
60
Cruiser.
years. PT Cruiser, 14th on the list. Not on the list. Not in the top 10.
That's my least
all-time
favorite
worst cars. Well, I mean, I'm thinking from a standpoint of mileage, accidents, sales. Probably can't think for looks. Well, there's some ugly cars out there.
H2 Hummer? I don't know. Those are ugly.
Hummer I'd go with.
Not on the list.
See, a lot of people bought those, though.
Yeah. Man, why is this list so tough?
I don't know, because when it's some of these, like one of them was a luxury car company that decided to take a cheap car and try to make it a luxury car.
Mercedes something, or I don't know.
One of them was a disposable car that
car.
You drove it until it broke, and then you threw it away and bought another one.
The DeLorean.
The DeLorean, not on the list. Should be, though. Should be.
Yeah.
But that was more of a cocaine problem than a car problem.
What?
John DeLorean. No, that's what John DeLorean was. He He got in trouble with trafficking cocaine and
I
everything.
didn't even know this.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe that we've been stumped on this. That the callers have not come to our rescue.
Please call the WOCA Climate Control Hotline. Help Buddy out, please.
Gosh,
PT Cruiser not on the list. DeLorean not on the list.
No, that's
Hummer not on the list. Pinto not on the list.
Mercedes made some kind of car and then dumped it. Let's see.
I will tell you this. There's only one car on the list.
Yeah.
That is non-American.
That's not American. Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, it should be the Land Cruiser. All right, go ahead.
Who you got,
Kia Sophia.
The Kia Sophia not on the list, Mike.
Oh my God! I quit. I give up.
Mike, we're getting blank. We got blanks. Shut out. We got one. I got the Edsel. That's it. That's the only one. What do you think? Let's see, Ford, Chevy.
Yeah, I think 3.5.
Sure, Corvair would be on there. I told you
two.
Corvair's not in there. That should be an obvious one. Nobody from the Jaguar is in there.
Nope.
The
Model T.
Wait a minute. How about the Dodge Dart?
Dodge Dart not on the list. That was a good car.
How about the Honda Civic?
The Chrysler K car, by the way, not on the list. The Dodge K car, not on the list.
Man, I don't believe it.
Honda Civic, not on the list.
A Honda Civic wouldn't be on there. That's a pretty good car.
The original Honda Civic.
Right, so what have we got left? We got any Toyotas?
There's 9 cars that you still
have
left.
I know. I'm thinking of the brand names. A Chrysler. What kind of Chryslers? I don't know. I mean,
who we got, JJ?
We got Dan.
Dan Martone?
No.
Okay.
Dan, help me out. What's one of the worst? What are the worst cars?
Dan,
you there?
Dan is not there.
Oh man, we look. Call back, Dan. Something
We
happened
lost
there.
Dan.
Call us back. All right. So you got there. I don't know. It's just too hard, I guess. I guess you got us.
Sam.
All right, Sam. All right. Let's see if we can get Sam.
Sam.
No, it's Mike again.
Mike. Okay, Mike.
Okay, if this card isn't on the list, I'm going to come down to your radio station and I'm going to eat a hat.
Eat a hat. Okay. We'll put a little mustard on it for you.
Dodge Intrepid.
Okay, you're kind of hungry for hat, aren't you?
Come on.
Oh my gosh! And Mike, you work on cars. You know that.
You're missing.
It's not that easy.
It's an obvious list.
All right, got one more, Mike. Who we got?
Sam.
Sam's not there again. Sam's just...
twice I thought sure Sam would come through for me, man. Call us back real quick. We'll go back to break for a minute. I can't believe it. I will not go down to defeat.
Start giving us a couple.
No. Don't give us anything. I got to get it.
I'll give you after the break. If we come back from the break.
Don't give us anything. I'm not going to give in here. I know the callers are smart enough.
Sam's got it now. Sam,
I know Sam's got something.
Sam's got it. Go ahead, Sam.
What you got for me, Sam?
Kaiser Frazier.
I said that earlier.
The what?
Kaiser Frazier.
Kaiser Frazier?
Yeah.
No, the Kaiser Frazier not on the list.
I said it. I thought sure, but this is a lousy list. I'm beginning to think.
It's not allowed. It's actually one of the best lists I've seen.
Well, but the Kaiser Frazier's not on there, and that was one of the all-time worst cars.
All right. Well, we'll take a break. We'll come back. I'll give you the list when we come
How
back.
about the 49 Studebaker?
Studebaker,
not on there.
Another good call.
Okay.
See, Sam, our problem is we have too much knowledge. We know these cars. No, we got it right, but the people who made this list got it wrong. So,
okay.
All right, Sam, thanks for trying. We'll take a break, come back, see if please help me out, folks. 622-9622. Help me get this list. It's killing me. I can't go down to defeat. One more call before we go to break.
One more call? Okay.
One more call before we go to break. I
One
can't.
more.
I know I can get more than... I got one. Surely somebody else can get another one. Who we got?
Who's that?
It's Mike again.
All right,
here we go. He's eating a hat again.
Now what are you going to do?
I got 3 cars in mind.
All right.
Tucker
not on the list.
Hudson
not on the list.
Cord
not on the list.
Are we talking about late model or are we talking about from the beginning of
the
time?
last 60 years.
Oh my!
Hey, Mike, if you call one more time and miss, you got to bring us lunch tomorrow, okay?
Buick
Rendezvous not on the list.
I give up.
Mike, I think you're like 0 for 12, buddy. I think between of us, we're 0 for
I am
25.
0 for 20.
Mike's named a lot of crappy cars.
I know he has, and we got a good list of our own, but it's just not the one Tom's
I wouldn't
got.
buy any of them.
Well, they started the list with 90, and they whittled it down to the top 10.
I just
we
can't
need to
believe
give some clues here. By the way, guys, State Road 40 at County Road 314 is closed.
Ooh, okay. Why?
Do not come that way.
For what? Wreck?
Bye.
All right, thank you, Mike. All right, let's take a break. Folks, during the break, Give us a call, 622-9622. Let's see if we can get this list right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And State Farm agent Angie Lewis is always there, too, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. At the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency, they go far beyond any slogan. Angie wants to help you adjust your insurance needs as your life evolves, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. They want to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. Each week on The Voice of Ocala, they feature a Good Neighbor of the Week, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. They're also big sports fans and sponsor our weekly State Farm State of the State report, which highlights a different college sports program each week. The Angie Lewis Agency of Ocala is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your Good Neighbor State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 291-2444.
Everyone wants to experience championship golf at affordable rates. Ocala Golf Club on Silver Springs Boulevard offers just that. 5 sets of tees provide golfers of all abilities a challenging yet enjoyable experience. Take advantage of the Sunset Special every day after 5 p.m. Play and ride for just $15. Just want a little practice? We offer a full driving range, practice greens, and bunkers for your training needs. After your round, stop at the 19th hole for a bite to eat or a cold beverage. Ocala Golf Club has a fully stocked pro shop for all of your golfing needs, from clubs, balls, shoes, and all your golfing apparel. Ocala Golf Club also has banquet and meeting rooms available for your next family or business function. Call 352-401-6917 for rates and availability, or book online at www.ocalagolfclub.com. Ocala Golf Club, a championship and affordable experience.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Sandra Parshall. She's a journalist and an Agatha Award-winning author. Her new book is called Bleeding Through, the 5th book in her Agatha Award-winning Appalachian Murder Mystery novel series.
Ocala Open Forum, where you can voice your opinion on the chosen topic.
And then Carol Ann Baldwin will be in the studio answering your questions about your garden on You've Got a Garden.
Have all of your real estate and mortgage questions answered by Carolyn Biddle and Joe Fowler on Realty Reality.
And then it's Damage Control with Joe Reichel. He's the co-owner of Damage Control Services, and he answers your questions about what to do in case of a storm, an earthquake, a flood, a sinkhole, or anything else that might devastatingly damage your home.
Sherry Kay is a sassy Ohio woman and a breast cancer survivor. She's written a book called Hineni, Here I Am, One Woman's Journey Through Breast Cancer.
All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.7 FM.
1370 AM.
Hi, this is Brad from Ocala Aviation. How would you like to have someone give you $4,000? Call me.
Brad, can't end the commercial that way.
Why not?
Because you have to tell them why you're giving away $4,000.
No, I don't. It's $4,000.
Yeah, I know, but for what?
Oh, I see. You mean like tell them it's for a flight scholarship that gives young people a chance to fulfill their dreams of becoming a pilot?
Yeah, something like that.
Nah, just give them the phone number. It's $4,000.
All right. What's the phone number?
352-861-7484.
Okay, that works.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills. Just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
All right, lines are loading up now. We got people trying to
help you out
on this list of the worst cars. I've given
you a hint.
25 names of cars. Mike had at least
Remember,
18.
it's not
none of
just-
these are on the list. This is a bogus list.
It's not just that they were lemons or bad cars,
Yeah.
They could be ugly cars, they didn't sell well, all kind of things make this list. And I think this is one of the most legitimate lists I've ever seen with Forbes magazine. So who we got on the line to help us?
Cheryl first.
Cheryl,
help
how
me
are
out, will you?
Help buddy out.
Hey there. I was thinking of the Gremlin, but I think the one I really want to list is the Pinto. That's the one that used to blow up.
No,
whenever
the
it got
Pinto's
hit.
not.
I guess that one
Wait,
earlier.
what did you say before the Pinto?
The Gremlin.
Ding, ding, ding. Number one on the list.
Finally.
Number one on the list.
Oh, go with
The
your
number
instincts,
one, the
Cheryl.
number one
Go with
worst
your
car
instincts.
ever, the Gremlin.
Okay.
Gremlin.
She back down.
All right. Don't
And
back
doesn't
back
the
off.
Gremlin, now that you hear it, doesn't that sound obvious?
Yeah, I didn't think about the Gremlin.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Cheryl.
job,
Good job,
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Thank you. See, we're up to 2. How much the over under?
3.5.
Okay. Who else
we got
can
now,
help us
JJ?
out? Let's see who this is.
Brett, how are you?
What you got for me, Brett?
How's it going, buddy? How
Okay.
about a Chevy Vegas? Anybody guess that yet?
Ding, ding, ding. Number 4 on the
that's my
list.
team.
Number
Brett,
4 on
way
the
to
list.
go, baby. Yeah.
I got one more if you want to hear it.
Go ahead, ring it.
How about a Chevy Chevette?
Chevette, not on the list.
Okay.
That was my
tried
pickup
that one.
line when I was like 18. I used to tell girls I got a vet, a Chevette.
I owned a Chevette.
I owned a Chevette.
I owned a Chevette. All right,
All right, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you. Good
Good
job,
job, Brett.
All right,
Now you
so
got 3, buddy.
Who we got so far? We
You got the Edsel, the
I got
Vega, and the Gremlin.
and the Gremlin. All right, those are 3 bad cars.
You
I
got
will
the
say.
number 1, the number 4, and the number 9.
I want 5. I will not quit till I get 5. I want 5.
Mike won't quit at all.
Mike won't quit
Mike,
at all.
Mike, you got to come up with something this time, Mike.
All right, I got it.
All right.
Pacer.
Ding, 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 ding.
Finally,
Number
if
3
at first
on the
you
list.
don't succeed.
Number 3 on the
Holy
list.
That puts us
cow.
over. That puts us over the 3.5 mark.
But
now.
Mike, you would agree with the Gremlin and the Pacer, wouldn't you?
I love the Pacer. I thought they were cool cars.
As an ugly, it was a glass bowl. Good night.
How about the Zephyr?
The Zephyr, not on the list.
Oh, okay.
The Mercury Zephyr should be on the list, but it's not.
But Lincoln Versailles.
Lincoln Versailles, not on the list.
Bye.
Mike.
I give up.
Mike's trying. He's just
You got
keeps
4
trying.
now, buddy.
Listen,
We're over the over-under. I want to go one more. I want
Mike,
one more.
Mike was batting. He's like about 1 for 25 right
Mike's
now.
Bat
like
113.
Mike's
Yeah.
if Mike's at the bat, Mike might be a good pitcher in the NL,
What's
but
the
he's not a hitter.
What's the Mendoza line? He's not even close.
200.
He's not even close to it. No,
Yeah.
it's like 210 or 211, whatever it is.
So, but yeah, there's still a foreign car out there that I can't believe nobody's got.
I'm going to do this. I got to get my tweets and quotes in before we go to break.
All right,
And I'm gonna
who
tell
do
you
we got,
about
JJ?
Bounty
I
Gate.
think he said his name was Ken.
Ken, what you got for me?
They got the Willis put out by Jeep in the
The
40s.
Willis Jeep is not on there.
Mm-hmm.
How about the Corvair, the Chevy Corvair?
Ralph Nader's car is not on
I
there.
tried that one earlier.
Oh, okay. How about the Hudson?
Hudson not on there.
Tried that one also.
Packard.
Packard not on there. Packard was a good car.
Yeah, my dad had a Packard.
Hold on now.
Yeah, it was a Packard was a real good car. Yeah. All right, that's
Yeah,
good. Go ahead. Need
Okay,
more?
thank you.
Thank you for calling. All right, so we got what? 4?
Four.
So we made our we got over the over under
With a little help from your friends.
but I need one
friends.
more. Okay, worst cars. All right, you got 4. Now let's take a break real quick and see if we can tell you about this Bounty Gate, and then I got tweets and quotes coming up to you. Get this. It's bad enough that it happened in New Orleans, right?
Pop Warner. Did you hear this, JJ, this story?
I've not heard
Gosh,
this.
this is it's bad enough what it destroyed the franchise in New Orleans.
They're the worst team in the NFL, maybe.
Yeah, I get this now. Out in California, according to the Orange County Register, a pair of Pop Warner coaches who coach 10 and 11-year-olds.
That's what I coached last year, by the way, in Pop Warner.
In Tustin, California, have been accused of paying their players
To injure other players.
Correct.
That's scary.
10 and 11-year-olds.
Right. All right. Now, coaches, head coach Darren Crawford, assistant coach Richard Bowman, allegedly led their team to undefeated record in 2011. Now they're being accused by assistant coach and a parent and multiple players of instructing their team to target specific players on several opposing teams. Pop Warner League officials have denied a bounty program took place, and Crawford admits he told his team to target opposing players, but claims he never said anything about rewarding his players. However, one anonymous father said, "My son said he had won the prize. He had a good clean hit. The kids voted his play as player of the game. He showed me the $20 bill. He said the coaches, plural, gave it to him." Crawford and Bowman says the accusations stem from disgruntled parents who are lying and manipulating their children to do the same. I'm thinking if the kid had a
California.
Pop Warner, California. I'm thinking if the kid had a $20 bill, I mean, you know, he got it from somebody.
When I was 11, I would do just about anything for $20.
Well, you will now, JJ, too.
You will now, too. I don't know what 11
Hey,
has
just
to do
tell
with
me where the guy is I got to tackle.
Does Buddy have another helper on the line?
Yeah. Hugh thinks he has.
All right, we got one more crack at this, and then we're going to put it to bed.
Yeah, how about that Yugoslavia card called Yugo?
Yugo?
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, the Yugo.
Number 4 on the list.
I had a friend that had that car years back, and every time we went over to Real Tracks, he'd lose some of it.
I know. That's the car I referred to as the disposable car. You just drove it till it broke, throw it away. It cost $29.95.
It was
brand
cheap.
new, $2,995.
Yeah,
it was a disposable car.
Yeah, I know. Half the bolts and nuts, everything was loose on it. It was unbelievable.
Right. We got 5. We got 5 of them.
Okay, very
Thanks,
good.
You.
Let me put them to bed.
Finish up the list.
The Olds Cutlass.
Read the whole 10.
Number 10, the Olds Cutlass station wagon diesel. Most of you know it as the family truckster from Vacation. The movie
Vegas,
Vacation.
Or,
the regular
National
Vacation
Lampoon's
movie.
Vacation.
The Edsel at number 9.
I got that one.
The Cadillac Cimarron.
Yeah.
Which was a Chevrolet Cavalier. They put Cadillac emblems on.
Somebody guess
literally
Cadillac Cimarron. Where'd I get that from?
The Saturn Ion on the list.
Okay.
Then we got the Chevy Vega, the Yugo.
One of my friends drives the Ion.
The AMC Pacer. The second worst car, according to this list, the Mustang 2.
Oh, I wouldn't put that on there.
The Mustang, great car.
But no Mustang.
Mustang 2, terrible car.
But no Mustang should be put on there.
Yeah, but the Mustang 2 wasn't really a Mustang. It was terrible.
Okay.
And then the Gremlin was number 1.
I just looked at a picture of the Gremlin and
it's ugly.
Wow.
It's an ugly car. Yeah. All right, JJ, we have time for tweets and quotes yet now?
Yes.
Time. Tweets, we'll get one. I've got 2. I'm going to get one after the break. All right, this one is this is the one of spoof quotes and jokes. You'll like this one, Tom, okay? Number 1, stop misquoting me, Confucius.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Albert Einstein.
Number 2, this is kind of appropriate. It's not whether you win or lose, but whether I win or lose.
Tom Schmitz.
Sandy Lyle.
You sure that wasn't me?
Yeah, sounds like you. And finally, Stephen Wright's always a good one. Last week, the candle factory burned down. Everyone just stood by and stood around and sang happy birthday.
That's good.
All right, come back. I've got another more serious group of tweets and quotes, but we'll wrap up this segment. We'll return for our final segment here before we go to Buddy's Sports Page. Coming up in that hour, we'll have Ron Syrak of Golf Magazine and Golf Digest. I'm sure he'll shed a little knowledge on us about the Chicago choke, or was it just a great performance?
It was like the 94 Florida State game.
That was dope, choke it dope. All right, we'll return after this timeout on
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
If you're a high school graduate looking for something more, the U.S. Air Force wants to challenge you. We're looking for candidates for 2 intense career fields: parachute specialists to rescue airmen in distress, and combat controllers. First there in Air Force operations to set up airfields and communications. To find out more, call Sergeant Gerald Strauss at 352-629-9112 or log on to www.airforce.com/special ops.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports. From NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
It's Saturday morning football season. Time to kick it off with some great food and one of your favorite beverages. But where to go? Well, try Brunch on Broadway. Check out Football Saturdays at Pie on Broadway every week at 10 a.m. for the perfect blend of football, food, and fun. At Pie on Broadway in downtown Ocala, we'll get you ready for all the big games, the live broadcasts, the Buddy Martin Saturday Sports page on WOCA AM and FM. Saturdays are also good days to stroll around beautiful downtown Ocala. Head to the farm market on the square and then enjoy brunch on Broadway just in time to watch ESPN's Game Day on one of our TVs. Of course, Pie is also a great place to dine for lunch and dinner the rest of the week, too. But football Saturday at Pie on Broadway is special. Pie on Broadway, where you get to the college spirit with brunch on Broadway as your pre-kickoff menu.
You need extra cash? Who doesn't? In a moment, I'm going to tell you how you can get extra cash by selling the stuff you no longer use. Think of the space you'll save and the cash you'll get from selling spare furniture, your last TV, kids' clothes, old cell phones, bicycles, lawnmowers, microwaves, even washer and dryer sets. What I'm talking about is OcalaForSale.com, the best place to buy and sell in Marion County. Click OcalaForSale.com to place a classified ad and turn your overcrowded garage and cramped closets into cold hard cash. OcalaForSale.com, bringing buyers and sellers together.
Hi, my name is Doug Smith. I'm 51 years old. I was born with Down syndrome. When I was a kid, I was in the Special Olympics and showed the world that my mother's right. Love can do amazing things. Show some love to my new friend, Miami Dolphins running back Don Nunningham. He's going to tell you how you can help someone just like me by supporting the Special Olympics.
Thanks, Doug. Don Nottingham here, former Miami Dolphin. I'm here to talk to you about the Special Olympics golf tournament coming up in October 13th at Silver Spring Shores Country Club. Come on out and join us. Have a great day on the golf course while doing a really great thing for the community. For additional information, please contact 352-462-0380 or visit them at the web www.soflmarioncounty.org.
Man, I love this guy.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Biddle with Janus International Realty.
And I'm Joe Fowler with Atlanta Mortgage, Ocala's direct lending source. Join us every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. on WOCA for Realty Reality,
a show that discusses real estate market trends that affect you and your family. So give us a call with your questions, or you can call us at 352-533-8586.
That's Realty Reality, Tuesday morning, 10 a.m., right here on WOCA, The Source.
What was your? You want to just mention your weird stories real fast, and JJ can get the Rockin' Robin going again because I got to finish up. I got part 2 of tweets and quotes today. I got a two-parter.
My one is that a high school student in Scottsdale, Arizona, a freshman, has been charged with assault stemming from a May food fight. He charged with felony assault from a May food fight.
Okay.
Because I
what
guess
did he throw?
A cow? No. He was trying to leave the cafeteria, and 2 teachers tackled him. So
dang.
He says they tackled him. They say he tackled them. So it's going to court. My second weird story is there's you always talk about guns up for sale, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
There were 134 artifacts sold over the weekend that drew $1.1 million at an auction in Nashua, New Hampshire.
All guns.
Well, the items came from notorious criminals, including Al Capone, Pretty Boy Floyd, John Dillinger. But the 2 highest paid things, Bonnie Parker's .38 caliber detective special that she had taped to her thigh when she was killed, and Clyde Barrow's 1911 Colt .45, sold for $264,000 and $240,000 respectively.
Bonnie and Clyde.
$500,000 for 2 guns with Bonnie and Clyde. And then my last story, American Airlines, over the weekend, flight from Boston to Miami had to make an emergency landing in New York City.
Yeah. Bad weather? Bad weather, huh?
Well, bad something.
No. 3
seats in coach came unbolted from the floor and went moving about the cabin.
Uh-oh.
With people sitting in them.
That's never good when the seats go flying by. So you're not going to mention the world's record pumpkin after all.
I knew you'd have something about it.
No, I'm just going to say they apparently got this gigantic pumpkin, 2,009 pounds.
What, in Massachusetts, Vermont or Massachusetts?
Massachusetts, yeah. All right, so let's get the Rockin' Robin going. I got to finish this up. Part 2, tweets and quotes. More of today. 2 for the price of 1. Number 1, science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life. Immanuel Kant.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Here's one African proverb. The laughter of a child is the light of a house. I like that line.
Yeah.
And finally, just 3 or 4 guys we always quote a lot. Einstein and, we had Mark Twain,
Benjamin Franklin.
Yogi Berra.
Mark Twain says, "Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first."
I like that one.
We'll have to get back on. I'm going to prepare my list one day of all-time favorites. We should get Yogi's quotes out someday and just read them.
I was looking over the weekend. I got so many trivia questions. I think I'm gonna put them into a book and let you proofread it.
Man, you are the master trivinator.
Coffee table book.
You know who else is a great quote guy? I just watched this documentary over the weekend. Mike Tyson, man.
Few biddies, huh?
Oh my gosh, because he just says the wrong words.
Yeah, well, that's like malaprops and things.
Well, that's like if you ask me, give me 3 people that you want to see do an interview or something. One of the 3 people is going to be Charles Barkley.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I always like to hear Charles Barkley talk. I mean, he's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, he says
his voice
outrageous
is soothing
things.
too. I like Charles. He's good on TV.
He does well.
He's not good on the golf course,
He's not good on gambling either.
He's not good on the golf course. You know who else isn't good on the golf course? The
You.
entire U.S. Ryder Cup team.
Well, we're going to talk about that coming up next hour.
Good night.
It's certainly a subject of controversy today, particularly Captain Davis' love. His captain's picks did not do well. If you'd have told me that Tiger Woods would have scored a half a point and almost didn't get that, it would have shocked me.
Yeah, but he carried his back should be killing him for carrying Stricker around.
Well, he certainly played extremely well in a match where he got just toasted by cold starts. That guy had an unconscious round.
8 birdies and an
eagle.
Jeez,
how about Poulter? 7 birdies on Saturday
Poulter and
afternoon?
cold starts just took it to him.
Wow.
Americans had no answer. And how about Justin Rose just absolutely? Here's Phil Mickelson on a roll. He just sort of just knocks him out the box.
That was
putt at 7th. That was a Justin. That was a putt, but like the Americans made in Brookline.
99.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested to ask Ron Cyrack. We got him coming up next.
Yeah.
I'm interested to ask him what he thought about Keegan Bradley and Phil being so hot and sitting them.
Good question. All right, we'll find out next on Buddy Sports Page. Stay tuned right here to the Voice of Ocala, Buddy Sports Page on
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
Here in Florida, when you're looking to go to the beach, you've got hundreds of options. Theme parks, no shortage of options there either. But when it comes to home insurance, most companies have only one option. Allstate is different. Here in Florida, Allstate agents offer home insurance options from several companies, so they can help you get the coverage that's right for you. And they'll help you save on quality car insurance, too. For starters, safe drivers save 45% with Allstate. So before you settle for just one option, talk to someone with many home and car insurance options. Your local Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
For more information, call the McDonald Agency at 352-622-2333 or visit us online at themcdonaldagency.com.
Allstate has no financial responsibility to you for any home insurance policy you purchase and would not be responsible for any claims. Allstate does not make any representations or accept liability related to operations of home insurance companies, including but not limited to their financial conditions. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
If you're a high school graduate looking for something more, the U.S. Air Force wants to challenge you. We're looking for candidates for 2 intense career fields: parachute specialists to rescue airmen in distress, and combat controllers. First there in Air Force operations to set up airfields and communications. To find out more, call Sergeant Gerald Strauss at 352-629-9112 or log on to www.airforce.com/special ops.
Hi, this is Alan Taylor. Do you want to know what flowers to get your wife on your anniversary? Or which feminine product might be the next big thing? Then don't listen to my show, for God's sake. But if you're interested in the latest and greatest in the automotive world, then tune in every Saturday morning for Motor Trend Radio, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.7 FM, The Source.
Plumbing. I see. Ooh, we can try to fix that. I'll send someone right over. How's the third Wednesday of next month sound? Say between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Would that be fine? Of course it will. Now I'll just need your credit card information.
Does that sound all too familiar? Well, next time, call Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it. We schedule around your time, not ours. And we have straight time, anytime, all the time. That means we're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we don't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. We install traditional and tankless water heaters, repipes, drain repair, septic service and installation, irrigation systems, new construction, remodels, bathrooms, kitchens, even gas line installation and service. And we've been doing it all for over 25 years. So call today, 237-2888. That's 237-2888. And remember, if water runs through it, we do it. Mike Scott Plumbing.
Pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine, featuring local businesses and issues and written by local volunteers. Lady Lake Magazine has become a must-read in Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties, audited by Circulation Verification Council and serving the area for 23 years. Plus, Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. All we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 352-804-1223 and pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Don't look now, but the person next to you may have paid thousands less for their vehicle. No, their brother isn't a car dealer, and they don't even like to haggle. So how did they save so much money? Simple. They used OcalaForSale.com, where you can save thousands of dollars on cars, trucks, vans, RVs, and boats, buying from dealers and private sellers. Okay, now you can look. Are they smiling? That's a savings smile.
What started as a place to sell your lawnmower has grown to be the best place to buy and sell in Marion County. OcalaForSale.com, bringing buyers and sellers together.
WOCA. You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
ABC News Now, I'm Joan Bennett. How serious is lack of sleep in teens? A new study finds poor sleep habits can contribute to heart disease later in life. As many as 30% of teens are sleep deprived. A California civil rights group filed a federal lawsuit today against a new law that bans conversion therapy to make gay teens straight. Opponents say the law won't allow a young person confused about sexual identity issues to seek a range of possible therapies. About 90% of Americans will pay more taxes next year if Congress fails to renew the Bush-era tax cuts scheduled to end in December. The average middle-class family would pay about $2,000 more in taxes. A makeover for Girl Scout cookie boxes. The new packaging will showcase skills that the organization teaches girls, like goal setting, decision-making, money management, and business ethics. Girl Scouts have 50 million cookie customers. This is ABC News.
When you're running a facility, safety is key. That's why Grainger offers over 80,000 diverse safety products, all to help you reduce injuries and downtime and keep up with regulations. You might say safety's our middle name. Yep, Grainger, safety, Grainger. You get the idea. Now through November 30th, save off the Grainger catalog price with 25% off select DuPont protective clothing and 30% off Ansel products. Just call QuickGrainger.com or stop by a branch today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When it comes to managing your diabetes, Bayer's new Contour Next EZ blood glucose meter makes testing easy. You also get exceptional accuracy because it uses the next generation Contour Next test strip for close to lab test results. And all this at the lowest everyday price of all major brands. You can find Bayer's new Contour Next EZ meter at your local retail pharmacy. Just ask your pharmacist and upgrade today. Bayer's new Contour Next EZ meter. Ease, accuracy, and savings. Now that's a powerful combination.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Hi, welcome to Buddy Sports Page on a Monday. A lot of football over the weekend. Ryder Cup, I say, one of the great spectacles for television, no matter what size you're on. If you didn't watch it Sunday, you missed quite a show. It was a little bit tough if you're a patriot. You could love your country because they got waxed. Unfortunately, on a Sunday, they just about had to give it away to be able to do that. I mean, when you got a lead like that going into to Sunday, you really only got to win 4.5 points in 12 matches, and you can't do that with what allegedly is a group of the greatest golfers in the world. Something's wrong, and it was painful to watch for a lot of people. My wife couldn't even watch it half the time to get up and leave the chair. And if you could just isolate a little of that emotion, which is hard to do because that is the Ryder Cup. That is what it's about. That's early in the show we were talking about JJ, who's 22 years old, not a golf fan, but he loved that kind of stuff. And if you could somehow inject that enthusiasm into the game of golf, which needs a little enthusiasm, and capture some of that, that would be great. But you can't. It doesn't exist in the President's Cup. It's kind of there, but really not. It's every 2 years. Ryder Cup is it. It's become, in my mind, as important as any major championship there is. Maybe it is the fifth major. It's played every 2 years, and it was a tremendous show. Americans just rolling up the score, and yet Tiger Woods only got a half a point, and I believe Captain Davis Love's picks were 0-4.
Jim Furyk just coughed it up on the 17th.
Steve Stricker did.
Well, Steve Stricker played so bad you couldn't even say he choked. He just played horrible.
You knew that Furyk had no chance to make that putt. He kept backing off and backing off.
He backed off of that putt 4 times.
And I told my wife he's missed about 4 putts closer than that this year that could have maybe won a tournament for him or clutch. He just absolutely gassed. He totally gagged on that putt. And something has happened to his psyche. He has lost his confidence. And you knew there was no way. And there were a couple of putts, by the way, I saw. The putt Stricker hit at 18, it looked like it was going off the green. Only it was so far left. I mean, it was an awful putt. He saved himself by making the comebacker. But I mean, and look at Matt Kuchar. He made a couple of putts that weren't even in the ballpark. So I don't know if it was the nerves or what. But and we'll talk to Ron Cyrack from Golf World. But Tom, I'm just going to say it was a case of choking. But I got to give a lot of credit to the Europeans. I mean, they found their fire. They found there's even rumors that they played Seve Ballesteros' voice the night before. I mean, they wore the color blue because that was his favorite color. And there's so many tie-ins to this European team that got hammered in 1999 by the Americans, reversed the score. And, of course, the Americans had until yesterday the greatest comeback of all time at Brookline. And I didn't realize this until I just read it, that when Justin Rose made his putt at number 17, and just Mickelson played terrific, but Justin Rose made these unbelievable putts in the last couple of holes that Americans couldn't win 17 or 18. He made about a 40-footer at 17.
Just poured it in.
And again, if he doesn't go on the hole, it goes off the green. But still, it's a little bit like Justin Leonard's putt in Brookline, except I think Justin Leonard's was uphill. I'm not sure, but anyway, what I just found out was when Justin Leonard made his putt in '99, the European waiting to make his putt to tie was ironically none other than Jose Maria Olazabal, the captain of this team.
Right. You remember Justin Leonard went running around all crazy, and the Americans and Jose Maria Olazabal had his arms crossed, and the Europeans were none too happy about that celebration.
Very unhappy about it. But they did, and I showed the clip of Ben Crenshaw's quote again. I believe in faith. I have a good feeling about this team. He shook his fist. Remember that? And so I think a lot of the Europeans actually used that to excite themselves. What the Americans did in '99. And it was great theater. It was a tough day for the Americans. I got to give it. They didn't back. The Europeans did not back in. The Americans helped them, but the fact is, the Europeans won it outright.
Can I tell you, when you say it tied the greatest comeback in Ryder Cup history, I don't agree with that. I think it's better than what happened at Brookline, and I'll tell you why.
Talk about money. Scores basically.
I'll tell you why, though.
All right, tell me.
The Americans come back from that same deficit at Brookline. Where's Brookline?
Well, obviously it's in Massachusetts.
It's on American soil. They were the home team, and so they came back. The Europeans come back from that kind of deficit as the visiting team.
Great point.
That, to me, is much more difficult than coming back as the home team.
That's going into Tuscaloosa and being down 20-0 in the fourth quarter.
Ask Auburn what it takes to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's like. The Europeans they were the visitors, and they come back.
Yeah, that's true. Well, here's the thing. We'll talk to Ron about this from Golf Digest, Ron Syrak. Here's the second guessing going on right now. Davis Love. Should he have gone with youth? He picked Furyk and Stricker, wanted the experience, had him where he wanted him in the lineup with Tiger and wanted to be the 12th. If they could have won those matches, at least 1.5, they win the Ryder Cup. They had their anchors right there at 10, 11, 12, and they couldn't get it done. And poor Steve Stricker just lost it. He's a putter. That's what he does. Couldn't do anything. And obviously Tiger was still on the match on the course and just went one up when he found out they'd lost the cup.
Right, and people forget. Steve Stricker, you talk about this European team, and Rory McIlroy gets a lot of the talk, and Lee Westwood, and Ian Poulter. The man who sank the putt that won the Ryder Cup, Martin Keimer, within the last 3 years was world number 1.
He was.
Martin Keimer's a pretty good golfer. I've watched him play a lot of golf.
I think Justin Rose's putt, though, was really the putt in my mind, because that putt feels Mickelson away, in the situation. I mean, he's lucky. The first thing he made 3-putt that.
Right. You know where it all got started, though. Say what you want about Sunday.
Luke Donald.
Say what you want about Sunday. Ian Poulter, 7 birdies on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. He did.
Really kick-started the European comeback.
Winning the last 2 points on Saturday really helped him a lot. But I will say that Luke Donald took that out, and really he was unbeatable. He played a perfect round of golf.
And what'll get lost in this? Tiger Woods was 0-3-1 for the Ryder Cup, and played some amazing golf.
Played great,
and he was 0-3-1.
Yeah, played great. It wasn't in the cards. Anyway, so just to finish the point, instead of the veterans anchoring, the guys who really came through the Americans, all youngsters.
Keegan Bradley.
Well, but Bradley didn't come through yesterday. He came through with Mickelson, but Jason Duffner, Zach Johnson, and Dustin Johnson all came through.
Well, this is Zach's 3rd, 4th Ryder Cup now.
Still young.
He's in his mid-30s.
All right, let's just say not the marquee players, okay?
He's got a green jacket.
Yeah, right. Well, but I'm just saying the U.S. Open champion, Bubba the Masters champion, not so much. They didn't get it done. So the guy, if I said to you, okay, pick your guy you think is going to be a star, you wouldn't have said Zach Johnson, okay?
No, I said that Zach Johnson
might sit.
I thought Zach Johnson would be the most even-keeled, stable guy on the team. I thought Zach Johnson because that's his game.
And Brandt Snedeker, forget about it.
The FedEx Cup winner, that's all he wants.
Yeah, for sure. So
I just don't know. I don't know what to say. And like you said, is it a choke, or did the Europeans played some good golf, but the Americans were 0 for 8 on 17 and 18.
I can't get over the fact that they couldn't finish at all.
had no finish whatsoever.
I mean, they just didn't have it, and you watch it unfold. It's like a train wreck. You're thinking basically, there's no way they're going to blow this, right?
Yeah, no way. And when I went to bed and they were up 10-6, I said 4-point lead. That's insurmountable. It's only been done once.
Yeah.
And it ain't going to happen this time.
We come back, we'll find out what Ron Saurig has to say about it right here on the Voice of Ocala Buddy Sports page. Stay tuned to
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Recently, I had a great conversation with General Manager Pat Murray on the special events at Country Club of Ocala.
We have a lot of events, special events here that are geared towards the family. Easter comes to mind. We have an Easter bunny who hops around on the driving range. We usually hide somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 eggs and turn them loose and let them go harvest the eggs. We have a great family celebration here on the 4th of July where it's a traditional cookout, if you will. And as the sun goes down, the driving range becomes alive with probably one of the better fireworks displays in the area. Breakfast with Santa is a big deal.
Country Club of Ocala, where the Easter Bunny, Santa, and all the children, large and small, are a big deal on every special occasion. For more information, call 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of the Monday Gator Report, right here on The Source.
Requires lender approval. Admin tax tag not included.
Daddy, with Halloween coming, everyone's going to be focused on the holiday, and I'm afraid Prestige will look like a ghost town.
No worries, Savannah. I can get live bodies in the door right now. I'm Chris Spears with Prestige Auto Sales, and that's why I'm helping our customers drive for $5. That's right. They can drive a nicer, newer car today with just $5 down. Plus, we'll take in any trade-in, dead or alive.
And we'll help you go home in a nicer, newer ride with just $5 down.
Yes, with my For the People credit approval process, we work hard to get your loan approved.
Even if your credit is a bit terrifying? Even if you've been turned down before?
Yes. Say rest in peace to that old car you're driving. Get down to my Drive for $5 sales event right away so you can stop driving the car you hate and upgrade to a nicer, newer car today.
Hurry! Drive for $5 ends midnight on Halloween.
This is Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit Prestige in Ocala or Bellevue.
Or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, it's our business to make your business better. Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
In Clark, we trust.
Hi, this is Clark Howard. Join me every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA 1370, The Source.
Digital Graphics Reborn. Phoenix Graphics. When you need vehicle graphics, banners, t-shirts, window graphics, you need to call Phoenix Graphics at 368-2404. When you need building signs, vehicle wraps, yard signs, realty signs, business cards, you need to call 368-2404. Phoenix Graphics. Digital Graphics Reborn.
Why is it that if you have some awe, it is awesome, but if you are full of awe, it's not awful? That just might be one of those concepts that are simply too deep for me to even ponder. Still, I need to consider those facts as I'm planning to redo the landscaping in my yard. And that's why I'm heading to Kenny's Place Nursery. They have a lot of awesome flowers, marigolds, geraniums, ligustrums, viburnums, all for the flower bed, and muley grass and pampas grass for the accents. Beautiful. And you know, to me, they really are full of awe. And yet, I think they are awesome. No wonder people say English is the hardest language to learn. Well, one thing's for sure. The language may be hard, but Kenny's Place Nursery makes great landscaping easy. To get to Kenny's Place, just head south out of Ocala and then turn left at the Sheriff's Substation. Or give them a call at 867-1213 for better directions. That's 867-1213 for Kenny's Place Nursery. You'll be full of awe and your yard will look awesome.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Lang of Lang Eye Care and Associates. I've used radio for years to reach my patients. Radio gives me the opportunity to speak with them directly. Without question, radio has helped me build one of the largest eye care facilities in Florida. Yes, I believe in radio. Radio gives results.
WOCA. Got my cousin on the drums. Go pick up Chris. Come on, let's ride.
I know what the headlines were in the Chicago papers. I'm not sure what it'll be in golf world coming up, but probably the word choke will come in there someplace. I imagine Chicago, choke at Chicago, whatever, because there's that side of it. There's the side of the fact that one of the great performances ever by a Ryder Cup player, maybe in Cole Sart's earlier in the weekend, and then certainly the greatest performance by a Ryder Cup team. As Tom pointed out, they equal the Americans at Brookline, but the difference was this European were on foreign soil, and an amazing performance by the Europeans. Let's go to the man who covers golf, who's seen a few Ryder Cups in his day, and I'm anxious to know what Ron Syrek has to say. Ron, the managing editor of Golf World magazine. Ron, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Well, I'm doing better than some of the Ryder Cup players today, particularly Jim Furyk and Steve Stricker.
Yeah, and you might throw Tiger Woods into that mix too. You know, it really was a case where some of the most veteran, most experienced, the Americans are the ones who let the team down the most. But I think you got to give enormous credit for the fact that this European team was just so feisty, and they were clearly sort of using Seve Ballesteros as a motivating factor. And let's not forget that even before Sunday singles started, they won two huge points late Saturday afternoon when McIlroy and Poulter came from behind to beat Duffner and Johnson, and Garcia and Donald came from behind to beat Woods and Stricker in 4 balls. Without the full points in those matches, they don't have a chance on Sunday.
Exactly. You know, it was great theater Sunday. I mean, but it's just odd things happen. McIlroy shows up late for his tee time, barely gets in 10 minutes to go, misreads the clock. Then you got that going on. And then I was stunned whenever Justin Rose made that enormous putt at 17. Keimer was a great putt, but the one that got me was, it was reminiscent of what happened at Brookline when another Justin made a putt, and oddly enough, that happened. The guy who was waiting to try to tie him once they cleared the green off Justin Leonard's putt was, in fact, Jose Maria Olazabal.
Who almost made that putt too.
Yes.
He made a great run at it. Yeah, it was. It's funny. I was just exchanging text messages earlier today with Justin Rose's caddy, and I was saying, man, what got into your guy? All of a sudden, he was putting like Ben Crenshaw out there, because Justin is not a great putter. But down the stretch, 16, 17, and 18, he just he found it. And, it seems that's what we see with the Europeans, Ryder Cup after Ryder Cup. When it comes time to make the big putts, they seem to find a way to get the ball in the hole.
And Ron, one of the criticisms of the Americans have been they've been individuals, and the Europeans have had a better team, and what have you, as a team concept. And the Americans did better this time. I mean, the matches that they played together, whereas in the 4-ball, particularly Keegan Bradley and Mickelson, they were just all wadded up together there and patting each other in the back and whatever, played great together. They were a lot more fired up. Even Jason Duffner was given a pumping fist, and stuff like that. And they were playing as a team on Saturday, and the Europeans, however, they just found that little bit of steel, a little bit of grit they needed, and you could see in the emotion of Olazabal when Keimer made that putt. He looked like a man who'd been on his deathbed and just been told that he was going to live.
Yeah, and you look, and again, to give Olazabal some credit here, he front loaded his lineup on Sunday, which he needed to do because he was down, and he put his 4 horses out first: Donald, Poulter, McIlroy, and Rose. And not only did they win all 4 of those matches, but the scores were 2-1, 2 up, 2-1, 1 up. They gutted out really, really tough matches. And all they needed was one of those guys not to deliver, and they don't take the cup home, but they all did, and they seem to always play. And I'm astounded at this. Europe could win 10 straight Ryder Cups, and still somehow they'd come in with a chip on their shoulder, portraying themselves as the underdog. You know, they always feel that they're not quite getting as much credit as they deserve, and they use that as a motivating factor.
Smart.
We're talking with Ron Syrak. Ron, this is Tom Schmitz. Let's talk about some decisions made by the captain, Davis Love III, that I found a little suspect. Golf is a game of streaks. It's a very streaky game, and when you're hot, when you're striping the ball good and you're hot, it's good for you know, it's good to keep you going. And I know Mickelson asked to sit out, and Stricker, in my opinion, Tiger 0-3-1 for the Ryder Cup, still played pretty good golf, but Stricker didn't help him out at all, nowhere on the course the time they played together. Why not sit Stricker and Mickelson? You put Bradley. Keegan Bradley was on fire. Put him with Tiger. Maybe he got a shot on this Saturday afternoon.
You know, I agree with you entirely on that. And I think one of the things that hurts the U.S. team in Ryder Cup after Ryder Cup is American captains seem to have this obsession with playing everybody an equal number of matches. And if you look at the U.S. side, nobody played 5 matches. They all played 4 or 3 matches. You know, and the Europeans are much less... they're not shy about hiding their weak players. Peter Hansen and Martin Keimer only played 2 matches each. You know, McIlroy and Rose both played 5, so they took their 2 horses who were playing really well. And by the way, Ian Poulter had a heck of a Ryder Cup too.
7 birdies.
Yep, 5 in a row on Saturday afternoon. You know, I mean, unbelievable. But I do think that it's one of the ways the Americans get out-captained Ryder Cup after Ryder Cup is if a guy is not playing well, sit him down. And I agree. Keegan Bradley should have played 5 matches.
You know, you look at the situation, and you don't, you know, you hate to criticize Davis, and even Paul Azinger coming to his defense today, saying that he thinks Davis should, if he wants to be captain again, should. The fact is that his 2 captain's picks in the anchor position failed to come through, and you almost felt it. Which leads me to this question: who did you feel worse for, Jim Furyk, who you know was not going to make that putt from the time he got over it, or the guy who makes his living putting, Steve Stricker?
Yeah, you know, I probably felt worse for Furyk because Furyk's had a tough year. If you think of what happened at the U.S. Open when he had a chance to win there and snapped it into the woods on number 16, when you think of the Bridgestone World Golf Championship event when he double bogeyed the 72nd hole, and there was another tournament, and I forget which one it was, but he's kicked away several tournaments this year. And, you know, both of those guys, this could very well be their last Ryder Cup. One's 45, the other's 42. You know, maybe they can come back, maybe not. But I felt worse for Furyk just because it's just been a very painful year for him.
It has. You can see the agony on his face for sure. All right, let's talk about a couple of guys that really played well, particularly youngsters. I mean, Dustin Johnson, who's always been enormously talented, and Jason Duffner. They came through with their points on Sunday.
Yeah, they did, and you know, I think you're seeing the guys that they're going to have to be, and you know, and throw Keegan Bradley in there too, as these are the guys that they're going to be building the next few U.S. Ryder Cup teams around. They got it. They played with emotion. You know what I liked about Bradley and you see it with Dustin Johnson out there too is that. They embrace the intensity of the moment in a way that every European seems to. You know, Ian Poulter was out there setting the tone for that team the way Seve Ballesteros used to set the tone for the team. And they relate to it like it's a football Saturday, you know. They relate to it like because that's what the atmosphere is like. It's not like a golf tournament. It's more like a football game. And sometimes the Americans aren't comfortable in that environment, and the Europeans seem to embrace it.
Ron, real quick, Michael Jordan is a captain, honorary captain. All. Why do they keep doing that Ryder Cup after Ryder Cup? Enough with that already. Why do I need to see Michael Jordan at every Ryder Cup as an honorary captain?
Well, quite frankly, in my opinion, it's just a cheap PR move, you know, and I think it does nothing to help the team. I think there are probably different sorts of people they could have around the team who might. I mean, you know, winning a basketball game has very little to do with winning a golf tournament, and I don't get it. You know, I think if you looked inside the European team room, you probably found that what they were talking about all week was Seve, you know, and they kept their focus. They kept their focus on that. He was their motivation. Seve never quit, and. There was a great quote by Olaf Abel after it was all over. He said to his team, "Every man must die, but not every man lives." Thank you. I lived more this week than I ever have.
Yeah, that was great.
Yep.
As always, pleasure to talk to you. Good stuff. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it. What's the cover? What's the headline going to be on the cover?
Well, we're going with a defeat cover rather than a victory cover, because we feel it's more the U.S. dropping the ball. As great as Europe played, the story is all the people we were just talking about: Jim Furyk and Steve Stricker and Tiger Woods.
I don't know, Chicago Fire, Chicago Choke, whatever. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be great. All right, Ron, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Bye-bye.
Ron Syrak, who writes for Golf Digest as well, and also is the managing editor for Golf World, a weekly publication, so I'll be anxious to see what that cover's going to be.
I just like how he agreed with me that Keegan Bradley should have played 5 rounds,
and
that Michael Jordan has no business being there.
I know, Tom. It's all about you.
It is.
I always understand that. So, all right, we'll take a break, and we'll come back on the Tom Show after this timeout on 1370 AM.
96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And State Farm agent Angie Lewis is always there, too, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. At the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency, they go far beyond any slogan. Angie wants to help you adjust your insurance needs as your life evolves, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. They want to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. Each week on The Voice of Ocala, they feature a Good Neighbor of the Week, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. They're also big sports fans and sponsor our weekly State Farm State of the State report, which highlights a different college sports program each week. The Angie Lewis Agency of Ocala is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your Good Neighbor State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 291-2444. The heart of downtown Ocala is on the square in more ways than one. Right there on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in all of Florida, if not the whole country. Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities to be experienced in a charming small town setting, all the while being treated to exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's premier restaurant serves prime beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From complimentary valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers a complete package for a dining experience you won't soon forget. Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood in beautiful downtown Ocala. Mark's, proud sponsor of Thursdays with Buddy Martin on the best front porch in Ocala. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. Listen to the Voice of Ocala right here weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
Yes, George.
I can't get the car started, and I need to get to Devon Self Storage in Ocala and unclutter the garage.
Oh, George, don't worry. Devon Self Storage in Ocala has a free move-in truck now. Just ask for John or Michael. They will gladly help you. George, you better call 352-873-0777.
Oh, thank you, Alice.
Say hi to Gordy for me.
Yes, I will, Alice.
George, with Devon Self Storage in Ocala, your life just got easier.
Yes, Alice, yes.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
The latest hiring trend is something known as speed interviews or 1-minute interviews. Many companies are giving candidates just 60 seconds to convince them that they're right for the job. When we eat fat and carbs, our bodies start pumping out the mood-boosting hormone serotonin, and we feel good for a short time. Unhappy couples repeat themselves out of a desperate need to be heard, but saying the same thing for the millionth time is not productive.
On the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
It's Saturday morning football season. Time to kick it off with some great food and one of your favorite beverages. But where to go? Well, try Brunch on Broadway. Check out Football Saturdays at Pie on Broadway every week at 10 a.m. for the perfect blend of football, food, and fun. At Pie on Broadway in downtown Ocala, we'll get you ready for all the big games, the live broadcast of Buddy Martin's Saturday Sports page on WOCA AM and FM. Saturdays are also good days to stroll around beautiful downtown Ocala. Head to the farm market on the square and then enjoy Brunch on Broadway just in time to watch ESPN's Game Day on one of our TVs. Of course, Pie is also a great place to dine for lunch and dinner the rest of the week, too. But football Saturday at Pie on Broadway is special. Pie on Broadway, where you get to the college spirit with brunch on Broadway as your pre-kickoff menu.
In Clark, we trust.
Hi, this is Clark Howard. I'm so excited to be on in Ocala, where I visit twice a year because I have relatives in Ocala, and it's great that my show is on every evening at 6 p.m. right here on WOCA, The Source.
WOCA, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.7 FM, The Source.
WOCA. Oh no, oh. I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. Ooh.
Program here, just a moment, we have a special bulletin for you we're going to read. Coming up in this hour, we're talking to France Beard and check up on the big game this week in the Swamp.
LSU coming to town and looks beatable.
Good quote from Les Miles on the Swamp. It's a great place to play. If you enjoy classic college venues, if you enjoy the SEC, that's as good as it gets. So it's I'm sure that not good in a good way for him, but certainly good. And coming up after the next couple of minutes, we'll be talking to France Beard, and we've got the injury report, who's going to play, who's not going to play. Meanwhile, we have a special bulletin here, which I need to read. Some news. Is
I got it right here if you want me to read it.
Go ahead. Well, I got
Bill Thompson, staff writer.
And I got a Marion County Sheriff's Department official release.
Right.
So it says Under Sheriff Dan Kuhn to take unpaid leave of absence.
Right. The Ocala Star Banner is reporting the Marion County Under Sheriff Dan Kuhn on Monday was placed on unpaid leave pending the outcome of a state investigation into an extramarital affair Kuhn had within the past 2 years. Sheriff Ed Dean said Kuhn, a married father of 3 who won the Republican primary for sheriff, acknowledged the affair after a local lawyer representing the woman lodged a formal complaint. Kuhn volunteered to take unpaid leave until the Florida Department of Law Enforcement completes its inquiry.
Wow.
Right here in the middle of an election series.
It looks pretty good. Maybe look good for Bernie DeCastro. Somebody here. So that's a bombshell.
That's a breaking story. It was published at 4:58. So 30 minutes ago it was published.
And I received it from my friend from the Marion County Sheriff's Office release, which says this morning at 8 o'clock, Sheriff Dean received a formal complaint from a lawyer representing a woman in Marion County who was alleged to have had an extramarital affair with Under Sheriff Dan Kuhn during the time Under Sheriff Kuhn was an employee at Marion County Sheriff's Office. So this is a serious deal, and we'll have no more on it tomorrow. We'll report
I know it's a serious deal and all, but boy, it seems a little funny that it's coming out right before the election.
Well, the thing about it is if in fact the woman had a lawyer and he acknowledged the affair, it has to come out.
Well, of course, yeah.
So
I know,
and it should. So we'll give you more on that tomorrow. We know more. Meanwhile, in the National Football League news, Chuck Pagano, coach of the Colts, diagnosed with leukemia, but they say it's treatable. He says he'll be back in 4 weeks. That they say 6 or more. A lot of people talking about Pagano, not a well-known guy, but a very popular guy, well-liked coach, and everybody wishes him the best to get back to the situation up in Indianapolis. So it's not a good thing to have. Football seems kind of unimportant at times like that. So we'll keep you posted on more of that. Also, we want to talk a little bit about the Triple Crown. Tom came in today with a question to me saying, what do you think about this? So why don't you lay it on me, big boy?
Well, Jeff Passan, who is a writer for Yahoo Sports, and Yahoo Sports, by the way, here in the last 3 or 4 years has become a huge legitimate sports. They got some sports reporting going on at Yahoo.
Doing a good job.
But Jeff Passan, I think, may be a little off. He says that don't let the Triple Crown push Miguel Cabrera is in disillusion you and make you think he should be the MVP. Cabrera's batting .325 with 43 home runs, and he's leading the American League in RBIs. But Passan makes the argument that batting average doesn't matter anymore. Here's what he says. The idea that the Triple Crown equals MVP is a strictly emotional play with no foundation in logic. It takes a mythical title given to a player based on a very important category, home runs, a marginally important one, batting average, and one that does nothing to denote a player's value or worth, RBIs. I'm sorry. I know Sabermetrics talks about on-base percentage and everything, and a walk is as good as a hit because it is. You can't score unless you get to first base. Can't happen. But you also, if you take that walk to first base, you can't score unless that guy behind you gets a base hit or he walks. And if he walks, he still gets an RBI. So RBIs are a very important stat in my mind. He says they're a useless stat that shouldn't even be thought of. And he's saying that the Triple Crown, which happened in 1967, I was 1 year old when it happened. I'm 46 now. This is not something that happens every day. There's no guarantee it'll happen now. But if you win the Triple Crown, and he said Mike Trout should win the MVP award, because Mike Trout not only has comparable stats, he's got 30 home runs, good batting average, good RBIs. He's trailing Cabrera by like 38 in the RBI category. He's hitting, his own base percentage is about 50 less than Cabrera, 50 points less than Cabrera. But he stole a lot of bases, and he plays center field. He said, he does it everything. He's in the field, he steals bases, he hits. He said, and Cabrera, all Cabrera did is change positions. Yeah, he went from first base to third base. He didn't go from third base to first base or third base to designated hitter. When Prince Fielder came over to the Tigers, he moved off first base and went back to the hot corner. That's a significant position change for the harder, wouldn't you say?
I would say. Yeah.
So I took exception to Jeff Passan saying that if you win the Triple Crown, that doesn't necessarily mean you should win the MVP. It doesn't 100% say you should do it, but if you take Mike Trout off the Angels still aren't in the playoffs. If you take Miguel Cabrera off the Tigers, who are in the playoffs, they're not in the playoffs. That, to me, is an MVP.
All right, good points. But, guys at Sabermetrics get a little too carried away. The numbers don't ever always prove out the enormity of the achievements. You can't always. Didn't Moneyball, didn't they say they went for players who scored runs? Right. That was part of the metrics.
Right.
You can walk to first base and score runs, obviously, on base percentage. What all these statistics. People get caught up in statistics sometimes to ad nauseum, where after a while you can lose. Let's talk about great accomplishments in sports.
The Triple Crown is one of them.
Of course it is. And that's why we haven't had one since Carl Yastrzemski.
In '67, we haven't had one in the National League since the '30s.
Yeah. And there you can argue that thing about MVP. They're two separate things. To me, an MVP is the person on the best team who helps his team the most. Doesn't have to be the best team, but certainly if he's on the best team, it helps. If you start talking about what the metrics, I don't care. Rookies, kind of hard to win MVP. It's possible.
Only happened one time in the history of baseball. A game that goes back to 1869.
Yeah.
It's happened once.
Yeah. You know who won the first Triple Crown?
I do not know who won.
Rogers Hornsby.
Rogers Hornsby.
Okay.
I did not know
There's
that.
all kinds of records. Obviously.
I know who won the last two. It was done in 66 and 67. Mm-hmm. Frank Robinson and Carl Yastrzemski.
Yeah, I saw those guys play. I went to one of my first major league games in the early 60s to Crosley Field. And people forget that Robinson played for the Reds.
Yeah, he did. He played for the Reds and then got traded to Baltimore and was like, who did I make angry? I was killing it with the Reds, and they just shipped me to Baltimore.
In left field, on the second deck, there was a clock. One of those famous, I forget what the Longines or whoever it was, but big old clock.
Right.
But it was just the numbers and the hands. And they said that clock was constantly in disrepair because it was peppered by Frank Robinson off that facade, which is home run, of course, up there at that level. He was a tremendous power hitter. He hit for average, incredible baseball player.
My father told me, and my father grew up in Milwaukee, big baseball fan, made me the baseball fan I am. He told me Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, Hank Aaron, Roger Maris, Mickey Mantle, say what you want, the best baseball player he ever saw play the game. And my dad was a big eye test guy. Said the best player he ever saw play the game was Frank Robinson.
Not sure I'll go along with that because he didn't have the speed others had. I think Roberto Clemente would be in my conversation. I saw him play in the World Series, power, average, etc. We can argue about that. That's an argument.
But
for
still,
us.
The fact that Frank Robinson's in the argument.
No. All right. Well, anyway, that's my take on it, and I think it is a significant deal. And I don't think you can ever say it's not. If the fact that it's so rare, it's like the Triple Crown of horse racing. When's the last time we had one? Well, when our firm did it.
77.
Right.
Jay, it's funny how we asked that question at the beginning of this year. What are we going to see first? Yeah. Triple Crown in horse racing or Triple Crown at baseball? And here we had a shot. We got a shot at both this year. Mm-hmm. Horse racing didn't come to fruition. Right. Now we got a chance at baseball.
78, by the way.
78, yeah. Firm. So, Seattle Slew was 77.
Yeah. So, and we thought we were going to see a lot of them.
Because it was 73, 77, 78. You thought it was an easy thing to win a Triple Crown.
And it's been happening. All right, let's. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and try to catch Fran.
There is a football game in Gainesville this weekend.
Talk a little bit about that LSU game and tell you what the coach of the Florida Gators had to say. So, all right, we'll take a break. Return to Buddy Sports Page after this timeout on
1370 AM, 96.7 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Requires lender approval. Admin tax tag not included.
Daddy, with Halloween coming, everyone's going to be focused on the holiday, and I'm afraid Prestige will look like a ghost town.
No worries, Savannah. I can get live bodies in the door right now. I'm Chris Spears with Prestige Auto Sales, and that's why I'm helping our customers drive for $5. That's right. They can drive a nicer, newer car today with just $5 down. Plus, we'll take in any trade-in, dead or alive.
And we'll help you go home in a nicer, newer ride with just $5 down.
Yes, with my For the People credit approval process, we work hard to get your loan approved.
Even if your credit is a bit terrifying? Even if you've been turned down before?
Yes. Say rest in peace to that old car you're driving. Get down to my Drive for 5 sales event right away so you can stop driving the car you hate and upgrade to a nicer, newer car today.
Hurry! Drive for 5 ends midnight on Halloween.
This is Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit Prestige in Ocala or Bellevue.
Or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Everyone wants to experience championship golf at affordable rates. Ocala Golf Club on Silver Springs Boulevard offers just that. 5 sets of tees provide golfers of all abilities a challenging yet enjoyable experience. Take advantage of the Sunset Special every day after 5 p.m. Play and ride for just $15. Just want a little practice? We offer a full driving range, practice greens, and bunkers for your training needs. After your round, stop at the 19th hole for a bite to eat or a cold beverage. Ocala Golf Club has a fully stocked pro shop for all of your golfing needs, from clubs, balls, shoes, and all your golfing apparel. Ocala Golf Club also has banquet and meeting rooms available for your next family or business function. Call 352-401-6917 for rates and availability, or book online at www.ocalagolfclub.com. Ocala Golf Club, a championship and affordable experience.
Kenny's Place Nursery has been helping special adults in our community by giving them an opportunity to engage in meaningful employment while providing us all with an amazing assortment of beautiful flowers and plants for our yards and gardens. On Saturday, October 13th, Ocala and Marion County can say thank you to the folks at Kenny's Place and have a great barbecue lunch at the same time. For just $7, you'll take out a half chicken dinner complete with beans, coleslaw, and a roll. That's Saturday, October 13th from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Kenny's Place Nursery. Amazing plants, delicious food, and some beautiful people. So don't miss the barbecue at Kenny's Place Nursery on October 13th. To get to Kenny's Place, just head south out of Ocala and then turn left at the Sheriff's Substation, or give them a call at 867-1213 for better directions. That's 867-1213 for Kenny's Place Nursery. Robin, we need a trophy for the winner of the best rock band.
Oh, who won?
Stone Quarry.
Ooh, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Maybe. I'm thinking we should call BJ Trophies.
Wait, let's get Dan to make a trophy.
But...
Oh, Dan.
Robin, didn't we go through this already?
Yes, Robin.
Dan, we need you to chisel a rock.
Is this for another trophy?
Yes, it is.
Remember, I'm not so good at chiseling trophies. Why don't you call BJ Trophy? That's what I tried to say.
But you'd be perfect.
Why? I thought we already decided the best trophies are from BJ Trophies. Because you're good at rocks.
Yes, Dan, because you're good at rocks.
But you want a trophy, not a rock. It's for a rock band. Oh, jeez.
Isn't that a clever idea?
Clever, yes. Classy, no. I think you better stick to BJ Trophies for your rock band trophy.
But you're so good at rocks.
For the classiest trophies anywhere, call BJ Trophies, 732-2249, or go to bjtrophy.com.
Unless you want a rock.
Yeah, then call Dan. Unless you need a classy rock. Then stick with BJ Trophies.
Who's our pick of the game? All right, a little football game up the swamp this weekend. Place that Les Miles says is a good place to play. I would say he had a favorable bounce up there a couple of years ago that he would feel good about. The Tigers coming into Tigers coming into the situation that's not exactly like they thought they would. Coming off a difficult game against Towson of all things, having problems to a team that is improving all the time, and lo and behold, I never thought I'd say this, the Florida Gators are ranked 10th, top 10 by the AP, so that surprises me, and I imagine it surprises Franz Beard. If you'd asked him this question 4 weeks ago, he'd say, "You crazy?" Am I right, Franz?
Oh, exactly. I thought Florida was. I thought Florida would be doing very well to be 3-1 coming through September. They're 4-0 instead. They've had a week to get healed. And you look at LSU, which has so far underachieved, and you have to wonder if maybe this isn't a prime time for an upset.
They're missing the Honey Badger more than they thought they were, because he's a game breaker and a guy that could probably decide a game or two for you. Obviously, they're struggling offensively. They had a hard time with Auburn, and it's hard to tell. They're physically gifted. Obviously, the line of scrimmage, but I'm not ready to say Florida is going to predict a Florida win here. But the fact that Florida actually has a puncher's chance against LSU now is something that is quite a deal, in my opinion, and it makes it a little more exciting for Gator fans who've been kind of under the radar.
Well, here's the thing. I think there's two things to look at that I think bode well for Florida. First off, Towson sacked Zach Mettenberger 4 times. I mean, you might expect Alabama to get to him 4 times, but for a Division I AA team to sack the quarterback 4 times, wow, that really caught my eye. The second thing was Grant Enders, who's the quarterback at Towson, carried the ball 12 times. Even though he got sacked 3 times, so 15 yards in losses, he had a net gain of 101. I mean, a gross of 101 yards and a net of 86. I think this bodes well for Jeff Driscoll. I think that Florida, if Florida can get Driscoll outside those defensive ends, and I'm going to tell you what, their defensive ends are fantastic. Sam Montgomery and Barkevius Mingo, what a name.
Yeah, great name.
If they can do what Towson did, which was get Enders outside the contain, I think the Gators have got a chance here to let Driscoll make plays on them. And this isn't unlike what Florida did, if you remember, Buddy, when we were there in 2009, and the Gators threw the ball very sparingly, went with a running game that basically was centered on getting Tebow and getting the backs outside the contain of their defensive ends, and the Gators won that game. I think it was a very, very close ball game. I think the Gators only scored a couple touchdowns in that ball game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there have been some great games in this series. You go back to 2006, and of course the jump pass at Tebow, that phenomenal game we witnessed out there in Baton Rouge, where he went for it 5 times on 4th down, but for a yard or a foot, an inch. They would have missed the first down, and Florida would have won the game, and LSU won the national championship. And and then even the game of the Swamp 2 years ago, where the fake field goal, the ball bounces up, and just crazy things have happened in the series, and it's been a great series. I'm looking forward to this one because I think it's. I don't know what the line was. You guys, have you seen the line today? I don't know. I guess it'd be 4.5. Have anybody seen it?
I have not seen it.
Tom, look that up while we're waiting. Let's find out what that line is.
I haven't seen it, but I think what we've got is we've got a case of a team that is maturing. I'd say definitely on the rise in Florida, and a team in LSU that very definitely needs a statement game. They need something to happen to bring that team together, because there's no question from a physical standpoint, they may be the most gifted team in the country, even without the Honey Badger there. Even without him, they have, they just plug guys in. I mean, they've got guys sitting on their bench that would start at probably 10 of the 14 SEC teams, and they're so gifted. But you look at them, and once again, you see a team that's winning on talent, and you got to wonder, when are they going to win on the combination of coaching and talent? Right now, they're just winning on talent.
Yeah. My producer, Tom Schmidt, says it's 3-point game. So
LSU's a 3-point favorite.
Yeah. So I thought it might be 4.5. Real quickly, I want to get to the point of the good news today for Gator fans is that Trey Burton, Dominic Easley, and Jordan Reed all back, and they think Jelani Jenkins could be back, but they haven't got him in non-contact drills, and they'll know by Wednesday. I think that would be Florida will be healed up, I think, and be able to play its best game. And this is just the beginning of Murderers Row, as you know. We start now with the number 3 team in the nation, and after Vandy, and a few other little cupcakes along the way, sandwiched in between number 4, FSU, number 5, Georgia, number 6, South Carolina. So it's amazing. You look down that from 1 to 6, you got 5 SEC teams, and once again, the SEC proving to be the dominant conference.
Oh, yeah, and you got to look back, buddy, and understand that Florida probably caught Texas A&M at just the right time, because the way that offense is coming together now under that freshman quarterback, the Gators may have just caught them at the exact perfect time, because I look for Texas A&M to give somebody some fits. They're going to spring an upset on somebody this year. They've got a ton of talent, and that freshman quarterback is really dynamic.
He is. He's something special. France, always good talking to you. Appreciate it. I'll talk to you again probably before the game. By the way, just a shout-out to our buddy Doug Sechrist. Today would have been his 20th anniversary at the Birmingham News, except he got laid off in his job. So all the best to Doug.
Oh, gosh, I hate that. Yeah. I mean, the newspaper business is
tough. Yeah. All right, Franz, thank you. We got to run. Appreciate it. All right.
Take care.
Thanks to Franz, along with our guest today, Ron Cyrak of Golf World Magazine, Mayor Kent Gwynn, of course, and, of course, to my teammates here, Tom and JJ, who always make this possible. Appreciate all their good work. And, once again, if you haven't heard, Dan Kuhn, the candidate for sheriff, has taken unpaid leave. More on that tomorrow. Stay tuned to Robin and Larry tomorrow morning. I'm Buddy Martin on behalf of our team here at The Source. Have a great night, everybody. Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills. Just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Sandra Parshall. She's a journalist and an Agatha Award-winning author. Her new book is called Bleeding Through, the 5th book in her Agatha Award-winning Appalachian Murder Mystery novel series.
Ocala Open Forum, where you can voice your opinion on the chosen topic.
And then Carol Ann Baldwin will be in the studio answering your questions about your garden on You've Got a Garden.
Have all of your real estate and mortgage questions answered by Carolyn Biddle and Joe Fowler on Realty Reality.
And then it's Damage Control with Joe Reichel. He's the co-owner of Damage Control Services, and he answers your questions about what to do in case of a storm, an earthquake, a flood, a sinkhole, or anything else that might devastatingly damage your home.
Sherry Kay is a sassy Ohio woman and a breast cancer survivor. She's written a book called Hineni, Here I Am, One Woman's Journey Through Breast Cancer.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.7 FM.
1370 AM.
Lena, while I've got you on the phone, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Lena with ABC Fredericks Appliance. We are a Speed Queen dealer. If it's durable enough for the military, then it's more than durable enough for you. Speed Queen has one of the best warranties, and it fills up all the way. Stop in and see me, Lena, at ABC Fredericks, located just across the tracks on County Road 25 in Bellevue, or call 629-5181 or 347-2781 for more details. Oh, we also do in-home repairs.
So stop by and see Lena today.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills. Just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Now, I'm Richard Cantu. A Hall of Famer jailed for road rage. Jim Stillwagon, a member of Ohio State's 1968 national championship team, is jailed on $350,000 bail in Delaware, Ohio. Police say the College Football Hall of Famer fired a gun during a 14-mile road rage incident on Sunday, then pistol-whipped the driver, during which the gun fired, the bullet grazing the man's head. Got an American Express card? You may be in for some money back. The company will pay more than $112 million to settle regulators' accusations it charged illegal late fees and tricked customers into buying extra services. We've been hearing about this fiscal cliff if there's no federal budget by the first of the year. The Tax Policy Center says the typical middle-income family could be looking at a federal tax bill that's 27% bigger. A southbound Amtrak train hit a big rig truck near Hanford, California. Authorities say at least 20 passengers suffered minor to moderate injuries. 3 of the train's 5 cars derailed. This is
When you're running a facility, safety is key. That's why Grainger offers over 80,000 diverse safety products, all to help you reduce injuries and downtime and keep up with regulations. You might say safety's our middle name. Yep, Grainger, safety, Grainger. You get the idea. Now through November 30th, save off the Grainger catalog price with 25% off select DuPont protective clothing and 30% off Ansel products. Just call quickgrainger.com or stop by a branch today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When it comes to managing your diabetes, Bayer's new Contour Next EZ blood glucose meter makes testing easy. You also get exceptional accuracy because it uses the next generation Contour Next test strip for close to lab test results. And all this at the lowest everyday price of all major brands. You can find Bayer's new Contour Next EZ meter at your local retail pharmacy. Just ask your pharmacist and upgrade today. Bayer's new Contour Next EZ meter. Ease, accuracy, and savings. Now that's a powerful combination.
Why is it that if you have some awe, it is awesome, but if you are full of awe, it's not awful? That just might be one of those concepts that are simply too deep for me to even ponder. Still, I need to consider those facts as I'm planning to redo the landscaping in my yard. And that's why I'm heading to Kenny's Place Nursery. They have a lot of awesome flowers, marigolds, geraniums, ligustrums, viburnums, all for the flower bed, and muley grass and pampas grass for the accents. Beautiful. And you know, to me, they really are full of awe. And yet, I think they are awesome. No wonder people say English is the hardest language to learn. Well, one thing's for sure. The language may be hard, but Kenny's Place Nursery makes great landscaping easy. To get to Kenny's Place, just head south out of Ocala and then turn left at the Sheriff's Substation, or give them a call at 867-1213.